This one, there's a lot, but we're going to see two characters in this first match between Mizuno and Rockernalley that didn't really get any changes that I am aware of explicitly on the patch notes, but it's going to be Charlotta versus Lowain here.
Yeah, they saw what Incendiate did at Evo, and they're like, this Lowain character is kind of cracked. We got to make sure we keep him in check as he's been on a tear. And Charlotta we've seen with Xerom go really crazy, so I'd love to see what Mizuno will be able to do here against the bros. Already off, just fighting it out.
Oh, here we go, though. That is going to be a punish on the awesome soft. Leave that of the medium variety. Good recognition there, but even better parry there to get out of the corner. So Lowain can get something doing. As I was saying that, again, putting themselves in a very punishable spot. So you get the 2-2U extension to go right back to where you fought out of.
Yeah, that big slidey getting punished, but then the back throw, and this is where party really starts. You already see the jump light to get the combo in the corner, and this is a good chance for Rockernalley to HPA and cement a strong lead.
Oh no, didn't get the full combo, got the guard crush right there. Not gonna be quite able to get the punish right there. And again, we're just gonna be locked right down after a really strong BC usage. BC usage right back. Go over the parry, side switch, but a counter hit right there. The heavy bros, no extension, but the 6XL gonna do it.
Yeah, very nice, I like that. I mean, having used a little bit of BC beforehand, but knowing that an install like HPA gives you one of those stock backs. Super useful characters like Lowain and Ferry. But right now, Mizuno putting Rocker in a corner, punishes the sweep again. Counter hit, no conversion. Rocker, how do you escape?
Setting up the cat bot to do your bidding. Awesome sauce behind it as well. And then the bros coming in. The bro fam doing what they do best, but Charlotta doing best with that holy ladder, but a reversal right back for your troubles. And how about catching the side switch attempt as well? Mizuno, oh, man, it just seems like it's back and forth between who can get the other one to look both ways.
No, they're not looking anywhere but at each other, a straight line as they're just bringing violence back and forth. You saw the whiff. SBA across. HPA is gonna get the answer here. We're going way into big old damage there. Great anti-air off the super and commanding lead as Rocker just needs one more good hit to finish.
Oh, had the chance to, but still high up in the sky right there. But going even higher with the holy ladder once again to reach the skies on the DP. But the BC get the heavy bros, but the cross up is going to work out there. So Mizuno fighting back to get around on the board to match that of Lowain's here.
Yeah, a lot of just challenges on every regard. Waking up with this the jump throw, the jump attack. Saved from big damage, the combo breaker coming out of the cat tank helps out a lot. But Rocker's back in the corner, the bros have been taken care of, and Lowain now under pressure.
I love seeing that Holy Sword of Lumiel used to dispel the bros when they were trying to get the set play going. Really good stuff from Mizuno with some acute matchup awareness, and then a really good jump over, getting the punish on the throw bait. And this should be enough right here. Nah, not quite yet. Just for game though on the demon flip, but here comes Yggdrasil. Don't gotta guess when Big Mama's here to help you out.
Yeah, nice little idea just to keep alive just a little bit with a pixel of life. Rocker needs to get some good food here if they can. He's gonna try to eat up. Okay. The big meat helps them stay a little bit more in the game, gets the flop. And now is anyone's game still.
Once again, really smart employment of the final BC right there. Had the hit of potentially for 6XL, but went for the sweep instead, so we couldn't get the punish combo to kill, and that allows the UDP from Mizuno ascending the holy ladder, climb up to the top of those boxes, stand tall, and stand with a 1 in your win column to start things off here in this week's TNS.
Crazy first game, and now that's just a slight Mizuno advantage. I felt like Rocker with that counter hit could have turned things in their favor, but left some damage on the table despite having a big meal.
Going for the forward throw here, tried to go for the demon flip setup, but the parry going to deny that, and we're denying any corner offense, sticking out the big old fork, but gonna get a lot to eat, more than you potentially could handle, more than you can chew in this HPA. Oh, it looked like they were gonna block it all as well, but the final 2 hits going to put them in that SSBA range.
Right though, great opportunity for Rocker. There's going to be the super. It's going to get the anti-air with the Noble Executioner. Can't hop over that. Was anticipating the regular SBA. Instead, your life is forfeit with no BP and the Noble strategy sweep to take it with the steal. Mizuno, you thief.
Yeah, it's called Noble Strategy, but used for nefarious purposes right there to steal that round. The SSBA Noble Execution gonna get them out of there, extending to the heavens, trying to go up to the heavens for that DP, but Lowain just floating right on over there. Now we get the catbot going, get the crazy dash normals going. But yeah, there's a lot of touches that Lowain is getting right here, and Rocker just not being able to really fully maximize it. But let's see if we can do something with this HPA.
All right. Popping bottles, getting some damage here. We saw this the last round though, Zoma, but this time was able to get the unblock and close out.
Really good stuff right there. Forced Charlotta to hold the block button in the air, struck him with an air unblockable normal here to get the punish. Now we're setting back to neutral, getting that H-Cat bot again, but challenging after the awesome sauce, daring Lowain to hit a button after that RPS situation. Mizuno doing a really good job challenging that.
Speaking of challenges, I love that jump over, the ult skill reversal, Mizuno running away with it. Could be able to get a lot of damage here, just wanting to close out one more round to take the set. It's gonna need one more guess.
And like Cobra Kai, we sweep the leg, the Noble Strategy into the low follow-up, and Mizuno once again going to stand atop the boxes and stand atop the winner's podium there to start things off. 2-0 victory, Charlotta over Lowain.
It's two gorillas, but of different varieties. So we got a Vane. Maybe not as tall, maybe not as buff, but he is still our golden retriever of a character, and he's excited to take on Wilnas.
Yeah, but how excited are you going to be as soon as you get put into that corner? One of the things that you definitely want against Wilnas is having access to a reversal, especially of the meterless kind, to deal with the craziness of his EX special cancels. Otherwise, he could just put you in that guessing game and put you at +4 if he does that 214H. But we'll see what the game plan is here in neutral to kind of stave Wilnas away from doing any sudden burst options or just using that slow mobility. Either way, Kazunkai gonna come in hot with the Flaming Dragon, and then the Vane gonna come on out again, the Golden Retriever, but gonna be making some really desperate puppy noises right here up against the wall.
Yeah, just a quick DP loop on the volcanic upper, getting the low, but a back throw is gonna help out Z-OUND, who's gonna be able to just put the shield up. Oh, SBA, we got the camera cuts. Solid damage, and then just a Hadron smash, oh, not Hadron smash, sorry, the knee coming out as just Kazunkai ready to jump scare at a moment's notice.
Yep, and jump scare right through the shield. The funny thing enough, the shield getting buffed to be able to prevent that exact situation, and just being able to burst on through that with that volcanic knee, doing it right again. You want to be able to put out that 214L of your Vane, but that volcanic knee just comes at you so fast, as does this damage. Look at all of these EX specials gonna go into the reset. Couple of lights, chain that into the 2M, and then the SBA. Don't know if this is gonna be enough to kill, but it's definitely gonna hurt, Roth.
Oh my god, rocking the dragon here, and then the slow walk up. Okay, we got an arm breaker, a little bit of damage there, and then the charge on the 5U to absorb, but it doesn't matter because immediate flame upper in between the pressure as Kazunkai is just content on challenging and taking that first game.
Yeah, it just seems like Kazunkai is just opting to go with the, you know what, I'm not going to be afraid of the 214L unless I have to be. I'm just going to be a problem at any point of the match right here between the burst options and then just being very comfortable here now slowing down the game. So it just seems like Kazunkai has a lot better feeling in this matchup than Z-OUND does currently. But as I say that, we're starting to get a little bit more of the keep away game going.
Oh, and tried to dodge the Flame Claw, instead getting tagged, but back into the corner. Nice from Z-OUND. Ultimate shield, counter hit 6-6L, but no combo, a lot of little drops. And there's the overhead off the 5U into a nice extension.
And that extension going to be a lethal one, being able to link into the SBA. The average damage of each winning interaction for Kazunkai and Wilnas has been very noticeable up against Z-OUND. It just feels like Z-OUND has to make a lot more things happen against Kazunkai than the other way around. And something that's been happening is just the burst through the shield with the volcanic knee. Z-OUND's gonna have to figure out a way to just keep him at bay. Maybe just block it out, play the RPS after the fact, but right now he's got to figure it out quick, fast, in a hurry because we're at set point.
Yeah, dangerous spot here. There's a quick hit with the far M. Nice 660. Z-OUND gets a hit into Raging Strike. We can go to the corner. I want to see just at least some solid damage and put some more pressure on. Yes, that reversal can be really strong for Wilnas with a nice DP, but still, I like the range that Z-OUND's playing at and make it hard for Wilnas to move forward.
Sitting in that Gran blue zone, daring him to do something, and then the spot dodge right there. Got punished for it prior, but still had a little bit of invincibility when the jabs were coming out, so Z-OUND able to match at the right time and get the counter hit and get the kill. Looking for that J or that J236M. We find the 66L up against the burst option, finally calling out the startup of it. I think Z-OUND is now starting to feel a little bit more comfortable here.
Playing comfortably at that range. Oh, the whiff on Volcanic Knee. Opportunity for Z-OUND. The cooldown's there and some solid damage into the corner with the shield. Gets a small anti-air. Could have led a little bit more, but it's okay.
214H to change up the timings, and then again, just represent that 6XL as well. Just run up, stop Wilnas from doing anything crazy with that Volcanic Knee that has done so much work. Just really good idea here. Oh, going up with the 5U. How dare you, Z-OUND?
Okay.
How dare you?
All things considered, I love that option. You're dealing with a strike character that has advancing strike attacks, big buttons, run up, armor through, and just blow them up. That was tight. And now we're 1-1.
Yeah, one of the things I definitely noted too was just being a lot more affirmative in representing yourself in neutral with that 6-6L, not necessarily just trying to sit back and play that keep out the entire time, giving Kazunkai a couple of different looks here in terms of being able to just hit him first before he can hit you. So that really worked out here in game 2, and we're trying to go down in that well again, getting the 6-6L punish right there on the 6-6L of Wilnas, and now here we go. We get the knockdown here. Actually, no, we get the extension. There's a lot of damage here, even out that interaction.
Oh, we stuffed Volcanic Knee. We almost punished the crossover. The amount of life that Z-OUND has here is pretty comfortable, but you have to be careful. This is an SSBA charged Wilnas, ready to explode at a moment's notice, but we hit the far M. We get the round, and Z-OUND, after a tough and scary first game, is on match point.
Now we're being able to throw out that 214L and then run up with the 6XL, a hitbox behind the shield. Again, Z-OUND doing a really good job of figuring out how to prevent these burst options. As I say that, you're not immortal to the immortal knee, and you're not immortal to the back throw incident that has plagued anime games for eons.
Oh, we blocked the 5U. But here's finally a chance. Wake up armor, puts up the ultimate shield just to keep Kazunkai at bay. We're in the corner here. Can Kazunkai found a solid hit? Light, Raging Strike in the corner we go, 77 meter, but the back throw again, every time, Zoma. Just the wake up back throw, disrespecting any option, as Kazunkai has not shown the propensity for the Oki. A few more days right now, because the Evo sale, just nothing to it but to do it. I hope you give it a shot and try it out. And we're gonna get Ryazo given a shot here with that latest version of Gran.
You know, in some parts of the Gran Blue Sphere, we call Gran EX Gex, but it ain't no jokes, ain't no laughing matter when he gets you locked down, because this rushdown demon can absolutely make you vanish and disappear. But gonna be going up against Anre, somebody who has been one of the more underrepresented characters, but I think a lot of people have started to understand that he's one of the stronger characters in the game. And up against a rushdown character like Gran, I think you can see some of the zoning prowess and some of the distance and some of the parries, the defensive options that can be hard to traverse, but Ryazo showing that they are very comfortable doing just that, already putting the mustache man in the corner.
Yeah, so this is that version of Gran that's influenced slightly from Reeling. They added the new move into his armor break, a forward advancing thrust attack that you can cancel into other specials alongside his shorter range but a little more powerful regular wave. The EX version getting into combos in mid-screen, so it becomes a beast. and really rush down heavy and see Ryazo going in.
Alluding to the heavy armor break right there, being able to get the extension on the grounded opponents for some huge damage potential right there. So they're able to use that to clean up that first round. Ryazo showing off the offensive prowess of Gran. And now we're trying to sit back at this neutral space to deter his approach as Anre. But again, that 5U, the one button DP, going to be able to stop Anre from getting started.
Yeah, we already see Ryazo just not afraid to challenge. Ryazo always been a very, very confident player. Even with their 6, you're seeing that in their Gran EX, just always advancing forward, finds the EX decimate, big combo to the corner here. Doesn't have a lot of resources, but is still applying the pressure with the Raging Strike into more damage.
Very nice route right here as well, forcing a BC, but still in the danger zone right there. One more guess for game in that strike throw. If Grant's able to get into that optimum zone, is going to be very lethal. Going for that ultimate Reagan Lave right there, but not going to be able to do too much after the fact. So Anre getting to live just for a little bit more. Going for that throw bait, of course. You got to know you didn't bite the first time, but we weren't in the corner, so you might have been thinking about something different. NickVG giving him a different look, and a different look in that win column for him. There's one medal in there.
I love that. A classic Grand Blue opener, dash up, and then just your quick attack that beats out baited grabs, leading to just a big damage from NickVG getting the round and already putting Ryazo in the corner here with a little bit of offense. Ryazo jumps out, but another dive comes through. Alright, so one thing about that armor break, even the normal version of it, it has a lot of recovery. So spending it puts it out for a while, so you really want to take advantage of the advantage you get from it. As you see NickVG challenging immediately with a huge life lead here, trying to maintain control over Ryazo.
Versusia to keep him at bay too, trying to use the 6XM to do the same, but Ryazo slowly finding their way in to try to make up this life lead, but had to make something happen, and Anre was ready with the anti-air, gonna just dump off the diamonds, and that is the first game going to the Canadian Anre right there. 1-0 here.
Yeah, Ryazo challenging with a lot of jumps, but NickVG has been responding to them pretty decently, and especially that time, making the most of it. So now you see Ryazo going for a lot of more pressure with Decimate. It is a safe advancing special. You can interrupt it for most block strings, but definitely something you gotta, be paying attention to start challenging.
Here we go, put him up against the corner, get where you're at your best, and that is in this spot right here. But good jump over from NickVG, but we catch him on the other side, and then just run up with the U Reagan Lave, but the back throw here, this is where it gets dangerous here for our hero Gran.
Okay, hit that medium, get the damage, and there's that nice mid-screen extension you see there, just comboing into the armor break, Reagan Lave. And that particular combo forces crouching, which makes it a little easier as well to hit mid-screen. So nice from Ryazo, committing and taking that round.
Nice conversion on the anti-air as well. Just going to run up, finding some use with that ultimate Reagan Lave. Just going to be able to run up and use that. Trying to go for a cute little restand setup, but we were ready to block it. This game does indeed have a block button. Trying to go for this shimmy there to force out a throw, but remaining disciplined defensively, and it's being paid off right there with a very nice use of the reversal parry.
And overall, NickVG challenging with that overwhelming offense from Gran EX being answered by the resolute defense, but NickVG in the corner getting counter hit by 6XL. Gonna eat a lot of damage here with an SBA ready to go.
Oh, we calling out the throw bait once again, this time with the 5U instead of just holding down back. And great response to the reversal super. That is some really heads-up situational awareness there from Ryazo on the part of the Gran, just being able to spot dodge and then go into the lunge special. So now we're tied up at 1 game apiece.
Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't at that point. And now Ryazo, round start, already has this corner, has over a quarter of damage, doesn't get the punish on the EX, is in the corner themselves, but they find the ultimate Reagan Glaive to get that hard knockdown and start to force their will.
Oh, couldn't quite get the close heavy to link right there. Had the right touch as well, but still in a really good spot right here. trying to BC through the EX special from Anre. Clash of the specials as well, and then clash of the spear up against the strike of Gran. Slowly but surely, Nick trying to advance their way on out of there, but good patience defensively to just wait on the parry, get the 2M, and then just close out the round quick, fast, in a hurry.
You know, what I like that seeing from Ryazo is just, that's the power of EX Gran, just the fact that he can, if you're paying attention, you can combo off of armor break in a variety of ways. So you're seeing either guard strings into the EX Regulave. On hit, we're going into 2-2H, which is a new little spin kick overdrive surge, which has a wall bounce as well as a good combo extension. So, you know, it's really fun to see players being rewarded for how well they pay attention, and just Ryazo's offense being exceptionally rewarded here.
Yep, extended their strike throw. Not too scared of the parry. Wasn't going to get a lot of damage. Still has a very comfortable life lead. But I was about to say something. But here we go. We find the right time to challenge. Get some huge damage as well. Potential wall bounce on the end of that too. And you were seeing all of what you were talking about that offense there and the conversion ability of EX Gran to pull it out there. Ryazo, after dropping the first game, showing what's good with the new guy in a 2-1 fashion. Old and new players find something from both characters. But we're going to be able to see something new here from 2B, a character who was well off prior to the patch, get some nice buffs as well, but we're also going to see Lowain here for Ladewaybac.
Interesting, different little setup. I mean, we got more Lowain that we know what to do with coming up on here, as once again the Lowain army continues to grow as this character's like, oh well, people have always kind of memed on him, understandably so, but he's really cooking lately. And we're gonna see what Havaniceday has in store for us with their Lowain, as Ladewaybac, you know, their marquee 2B. The fact that now most of her skills that cost 3 pips only cost 2 allow her more versatility in her offense as well as in her combos as well, so makes her a little easier to play, although those dash attacks still eat up a lot of her gauge.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Havaniceday was just like, yeah, I'm just going to really see what's good with this character right now, but what's good is being able to get this big combo right there, and the reversal ult bros right there, that's crazy. Havaniceday getting the full extension with a couple of ultimate skills, put them right into the corner. Good block on the heavy bro setup, but you're still being put in this immense corner pressure, but the auto combo gonna get you out of harm's way.
All right, nice extension there with the ultimate laser. Gonna just chunk in the damage to get the coast to coast, good quarter life damage, and the knockdown as well. All right, Ladewaybac. Dash in, dash out, gets hit by the bro wheel anyway, has to be careful. The polyflop comes through. Ladewaybac can lose this if they're not careful. Havaniceday drops the combo though.
It's the second time we've seen the ult bro wheel come out up against a run-up bro attempt there from Ladewaybac, but gonna be able to get the throw bait right there with a little help from our friends, the pods, and a little help from the diamonds in our pocket. Go into the severing assault, and that is round 1 of game 1 going to Ladewaybac.
And you see that buff to her ultimate skills really helped out there, having the ability to use it at only 2 pieces of meter, where normally at 3 that would not have been an issue, would have been any kind of factor. So it's just, again, the quality of life that 2B players didn't ask for. Most people say that she didn't deserve, but here we are.
Oh, but there we go. The throw bait is just something that we've seen since time immemorial when this character came out. Now 2 for 2. But here we go. Let's see if you're good at some Mario Party mini game action up against this HPA. Havaniceday. Really making them think about it, just running them down and then going into the low, not quite ready to spot dodge right there. So just like that, Havaniceday in the Lowain is going to turn the tides here, but they're locked down up against the far H pressure from 2B. How do we get on out of here?
That's the hard part. We jump. Yes, we do. If 2B can double jump out, then Lowain can hop over. And with this, it should be a good spot for Havaniceday to tie up the rounds. Yep. Classic rising beta combo. Raging strike, juggle, raging strike, juggle. Seals the deal on that round.
Look, I see chat talking about the prospects of EX Lowain. I don't really want to think about that fresh hell right now. We're going to think about the hell that Ladewaybac has been putting Havaniceday in with these throw baits. Again, 3 for 3 right there. Hunted from the line, looking like Ray Allen on the 08 Celtics. And now we're playing baseball, different sports right there. But this is going to be some brutal damage. Far 8 or the 5-8's going to counter hit.
Yeah, eating that chunk, but without any fear. Have a nice day. Doesn't spend a reversal, just wakes up buttons. Jump you, saving the day a little bit here for Ladewaybac, but now it's time to just dodge the human pyramid, and so far so good.
Slow walk up right there. No threat of ult bro wheel because you spend all that meter on that HPA. So very curious to see what the strategy is behind that. We've seen Have a Nice Day go towards that, but we go into the well of the BP to get out of the pressure that 2B would not put him in. And again, great jump over the 5H.
Just overall avoiding that big button, a little bit of recovery on there. So even with the whiff cancel, big bro wheel, life lead, Have a Nice Day, gets a lot of life back too, back to half life. Great spot, although Ladewaybac finds the chain, spends the Raging Strike without any BC. This is so much damage.
But is it enough? It is. Severing Assault gonna seal the deal once again. 1-0 for Ladewaybac with the 2B up against the Lowain. And yeah, it was about a 2B Lowain match as you could expect. The stable game plan of 2B with a lot of what her toolkit allows versus the very wonky display that Lowain can put you under, but Ladewaybac doing a good job of just still maintaining composure up against it.
Oh yeah, and again, even though you got all that life back from nice just 5 U's, not having any brave points just meant that a nice extended combo does so much. Although now, Have a Nice Day, nice little bit of a lead here. Double jump though, gets answered by the bro wheel, a little bit of pasta as a treat. And now we're just applying that pressure and keeping our nice life lead going.
Trying to go for the heavy awesome sauce to win that clash, but nothing doing here. Going for the Severing Assault. Parry to get out of harm's way, but the chase down with the Frog Splash. And then we go through the bros with the wire skill. So pretty interesting stuff right there, but you got to guess one more time. It's only -2 as well, and he's just running you down. Have a nice day, not letting 2B breathe at all to close things out down the stretch.
Yeah, just having the chase down, Have a Nice Day, a little bit tricky the way back, at least finding those moments and making it work. No, and Have a Nice Day's patience, I appreciate that a lot, especially knowing that 2B can just whiff cancel all of her normals. Just avoiding getting caught into a trap that you may lose so much life in.
Let's get up close and personal for the one time. A couple of wires never hurt nobody except for the Irune in the corner currently. Now being put up against that corner pressure, but using the ult bro wheel to give themselves a little bit of time, even on a block, but wants them right back in there. Ult bro wheel once again.
So a lot of this is going to rely on, can Have a Nice Day avoid taking another big combo? Can they get meter for HPA, which will give them back a break point, which should be here. I want to see him spend it. There it is. So smart.
Overhead, 3 overheads. Spot dodge on the low. Somebody's looked at that Google Doc that was being posted earlier when people were complaining about Incendiary running wild, but it's 2B just doing things that everybody knows her for. Great crouch confirm with the wire to seal the deal there.
Yeah, not getting the guard break finish there on the HPA just puts Have a Nice Day as a sitting duck. They find the 6-6L, the tried and true, and still gets the combo. I love covering their bases. The double jump avoids the jump light, but falling into the missiles let Have a Nice Day get a nice extension, although they get grabbed in the mid-screen.
Yeah, we've gone for that throw bait a couple of times, so just the run-up regular grab being able to work out right there, and then you get them get too low with the 2L as well, so a little bit of a different flavor here with the same situation, and then the 2H going to land big counter hit, big damage after the SBA lands. And now Lowain gonna have to eat a couple more meals to try to get anywhere close to evening things out. But the ult bro wheel coming through before an otherwise lethal 5H.
Oh, and then the anti-air far H. It doesn't matter. Whatever heavy it is, it rains down from the heavens.
Related to the Arc Tour.
Yeah, I think these are two people that are going to be looking to sort of stamp their ticket via those online events. Synn and Grisk have been populating a lot of the online circuits with the mastery of their respective characters. Grisk on the Nier and Synn on the Zooey. Synn right now showing why they are really one of the premier Zoeys in North America right here. Very good use of the tools that she has to get some corner offense going up against Grisk, who kind of, you know what, has to bank on a 2M, a 2U to try to get on out of here if they don't have a buffed far H, because right now they're just getting boxed by these 2Ms and far H's by Zooey.
Okay, Synn doing what they do best though, and that is just having a blast. A Dragon Blast coming out through with a perfect as well. Just one of my favorite players to watch online and just compete overall. You know, Zoe's always been as a character that people will say was on a milk carton. Never really seen her much. You know, underrepresented, maybe not too strong, but Synn doesn't care. Synn makes it happen, Captain.
Yeah, like getting that early momentum as well too. You think of Zooey a lot as one of the characters that takes a little bit longer to get their game plan going versus other characters in the game who are kind of just out of the box in terms of being able to get their win condition. But Synn making a really good effort to put Grisk into that unfamiliar situation or that uncomfortable situation without death, and then put them into that Dragon RPS in the corner. Oh, but that is so unfortunate. The whiff on the SBA after they had the right read on challenging the gap into the ult skill.
Or, you know, fortunate if you are a Nier enjoyer, there's still a handful of y'all there who, you know, felt like Nier, felt a little bit abandoned with the packs that had come out, as she is still kind of in the state that she's at. And you see the Synn challenge, taking out death, getting the punish, taking the game.
Yeah, that mid-range definitely being won early and often by Synn was the difference maker, just being able to get that early advantage. And even at that round start difference, again, it wasn't even really a poke, it was just being able to give them that different look of that aerial spinning slash to go over the returned poke from Grisk. So now we're going into that same situation here, and a meaty 5H to get things started.
No, that's just a crazy counter hit into the dust loops, into guess for game. Cool Brave counter. You got a DP, you got a little bit of damage, but all it's going to take is a little tickle to get to match point for Synn.
BC on death, and then being able to once again challenge the approach with that 2M. So Grisk can have to figure out a way to get some sort of advantage in that mid-range space that Synn has been dominating. And even when they create distance for themselves, they do a really good job of being able to cover the different dragon summons with low recovery options. So it just feels like Synn is being able to represent themselves offensively at all times.
Okay, RH gets a hit. Grisk getting a full combo here. The strategic Nier wearing red and black on the very red and black stage. The camouflage looking like Solid Snake. Not helping you out as Synn found the hit pinpoint mark. Some nice damage in corner carry.
Talking about Metal Gear, Synn currently at full gear, full throttle, all gas, no brakes, as we are trying to speed run our way through this top 16 qualifier. And we crossed the finish line here. SBA going to seal the deal. 2-0 Synn. They advanced to top 16 on the back of an exemplary offensive performance with the Zooey. It's coming down the stretch. So that's the next thing on the horizon that people are excited for. But what's on the horizon for us in this TNS tournament is our top 16 match to kick us off in this part. Xerom versus Inda. Charlotta once again coming up against Katalina. So this is a matchup that I imagine that a lot of Charlotta fans Charlotta players don't appreciate, but I feel like it's one that Xerom has practiced a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean, Xerom, especially being a vanilla player, Katalina was all over the place. And of course, the beginning of Rising, we saw so much Katalina as well. So strong normals, great range, gonna make sure this potato is in her place. But Xerom already with an early start, gets to 6-6M with a slight knockdown. Good blocks from Inda, but you can't win by blocking just by itself.
Yep, definitely not going to be able to win after taking all of this damage with the optimal link into the SBA. Not quite optimal enough to kill, unfortunately. Light Holy Ladder still only -4, so God bless the buffs. God bless Fukuhara for the Charlotta players. Enchanted Land's not going to be punished right there, but going to punish the attempt on the jump over. Going to catch them with the Holy Ladder on the other end. Xerom winning the first round there.
Oh, 6-6H counter hit. Doesn't get anything from it, but that was extra spooky. All right, I like this more into small slight hits, trying to put Charlotta into the corner, not an anti-noble strategy. Despite having some solid anti-airs, Inda has not checked either the flips or the jumps.
Yeah, it can be very tough to anti-air Charlotta right there, but good job right there being able to catch the cooldown on the spot dodge right there, but a better job with that delay on the ultimate holy ladder. That's going to be fully punishable though. There's the enchanted land spacings from Inda have gotten them in trouble a lot, and Xerom doing a really good job of recognizing that they are not playing with that special well enough, and then getting that throw bait there to close that round in game one. So 1-0 Xerom to start off top 16.
Yeah, and a good old honest jump for a throw bait, finding its mark. Xerom with the 5U. I know that was always a move that they kept like making a little bit better for Charlotta players to use. You know, a little bit of a risk in it itself, taking a forced side switch as a way to respond to some things. But hey, you know, works when you need it.
Right, forcing Charlotta to play in that Grand Blue zone. I like the strategy right there.
Wow.
The nobler strategy coming out from Charlotta, and then getting on the other end. Counter hit close H is going to do a lot of damage with the 2-2U conversion as well.
Okay. Getting a lot of that chip out, forcing a brave counter and the delayed holy ladder. What goes up must come down, but Xerom was only on the way up into a top 8 with one more round.
Alrighty. Gonna get the normal throw right there. Finally gonna be able to catch them whiffing that throw. They were going to that shimmy a couple of times. Finally getting the Charlotta to bite. Nice frame kill, 2L into the throw as well, but good time to use that BC, get that counter hit. And of course, the classic bait right there. Just jump on over what your opponent's doing as Charlotta.
All right. Even with the jumps being a big factor, not afraid to just wake up throw, despite the fact that Xerom has been very careful to curate their offense in that way. Gets to low, gets to jump again, solid blocks and a nice BC. Inda just needs one solid hit, but so does Xerom.
Looking for that ult ball, slowly chip away at the life bar of Katalina. Get the plus frames on the ultimate, or on the heavy demon flip. Ultimate sort of Lumiel. Gonna put them at chip kill range. Looking for the chip in return with the enchanted lands, but again, getting the holy ladder to hit Xerom. Gonna flash blue and flash a W to get a 2-0 victory to kick off top 16. Yeah, low-key, me yelling about how my character is honest, me doing dishonest things.
I love it. Just the whole thing. That's too good. This match will be too good as well. Belial on deck here. The Master of Despair still causing problems here in Grand Blue. So let's see. Can Yozamitsu command this over the protagonist?
Oh, the overdrive surge link gonna drop right there. That is unfortunate. It is a very tight window. I'm pretty sure it's a 1-frame link to do the far L after that to go into the overdrive surge. So just missing out right there on the timing, that is tough. But really nice there for Yozamitsu, but got caught mashing on the armor break. It does have a gap, but you got a DP. Can't just stick out a normal.
All right, little tough spot here, but the 6-6L should be enough to finish the job without much of an issue. Even can spend some meter for the Raging Strike, Raging Chain. Oh no, the drop again! Bring it back, you gotta get that SSBA here, Yozamitsu. It's the only way.
Yeah, new character woes definitely on display there for Ryazo. That was going to seal the deal for them, but Yozamitsu going to be able to take advantage of that, get the safe jump off of this as well, and then just walk up knowing that you're going to do something, thinking that, you know, either going to throw out a button or something on the delay walk up right there. Go into the heavy Notoria. Yozamitsu going to be able to make a mountain out of the molehill left on the ground by Ryazo with those drops.
It was so brutal. One mistake cost so much, and then the walk-up DP beating out whatever Ryazo tried. Said, I am the villain. Right now, this is my story. If you want to be the hero, you have to play that later on. But with punish, pretty good. Gets the link with the far M against the force crouch.
Doesn't Belial have a line where he says something like, I'll be your antagonist or I'll be your protagonist or something like that? So I feel like that's very true to what's happening right here.
All right, here we go, though. Yozamitsu finding a chance. And this is the corner pressure that we know and love. Some plus frames. Getting pushed out of Ryazo, making some space, but still has to hold a lot of this.
I was looking for that shimmy as well. Stuck out the stinky, like I said, at the far H there. So Ryazo not biting at all. Recognizing that he has a commanding health lead as well, so he's just opting to probably take a throw, if anything. So it's going to be up to Yozamitsu to get them to bite on something. But that 5U right there as they try to go for that throw, we're still in the danger zone as Gran, though. The strike throw is starting to become a little bit more dangerous.
Oh, the clash! And Ryazo challenges back, enhances the SBA for the finish. What a great answer to the far-ranging clash. A 4-frame throw wasn't going to save your bacon there. If you were Yozamitsu, you had to commit to a block or commit to just meeting the light.
Punish on the overdrive surge. Once again, they're going to open things up for Yozamitsu, and we're opening up the coffers for the subscription right there. Thank you so much to Doom SSG here, but we're going to spell a little bit of doom here for our antagonist, I would say, but again, we're missing the link on that ultimate skill. The new character woes are aplenty right here for Ryazo, but they're still in a position to win.
And beating the overdrive surge, or sorry, the decimate, with the 6-6H coming out, Yozamitsu with a nice little life lead here. The delay, but doesn't block the reversal. 5 UDP, 1 button uppercut. We're out here. You already have a 1 button uppercut in this game, so we gave you a second 1 button uppercut. Oh my god!
Sweep on the approach attempt from Yozamitsu, a popular option for a lot of Gran players, but you still get hit by it all the same. You sometimes don't watch your toes, but you're gonna watch this explosion from the Proto Bahamut summoned by Lyria. But we still mash out anyway. Belial unafraid, smiling in the face of danger and smiling as they take game 1 over Ryazo.
The Callisto alive and well. Sweep SSBA, my beloved. Shoutouts to BG Callisto. Saw him this weekend at EVO. Always one of Gran Blue's biggest supporters. And with that, Yozamitsu up a game here against Ryazo. Not too bad.
Just keeping them locked into the corner, but slowly finding the right way to challenge out. Not doing anything super committal as well. Keeping it very tight, keeping it very safe. Just slowly using your advantage on the small buttons that you can stick out. Because up against Gran that can look for that whiff punish, they can get some explosive damage. So I like what we're seeing here from Yozamitsu. And then rewarding them with a little bit of a shimmy getting out of the corner, hitting that far H, and then side switching. And now a close H counter hit for your troubles, Ryazo.
Right, so not enough to finish the job. Try to get cute with it, and now that mid-screen conversion that EX Gran enables allows Ryazo to bring that round right back. In a different world, like Gran would have to spend the meter a little differently to at least ensure like a one-touch hit, but being able to link so much damage in replacing the better neutral paid off for Ryazo there, but now it's Yozamitsu's turn again.
Keep him locked down, reset into the command grab. But yeah, the 5U, we can react to that with just 1 button here, trying to get that command grab, trying to get a little cute, trying to get a little sugar. Nothing doing here, nothing sweet here on the part of Gran, but we're still looking pretty nice here with all of these plus frames that we're getting. But we're still challenging right back here. A couple of shoulder checks, a little bit of subway slamming.
I was about to say.
Just a ride stop here for Belial if Gran can find the right challenge.
Yeah, this Gran is looking right for the slamming. Shoutouts to the Grand Slam coming up later this year. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but the reaction SBA piercing right through the projectile, giving Ryazo a slight life lead, but the back throw is going to be a problem. Going for some heavy frame advantage, forcing out some BCs.
Yeah, you saw Yozamitsu just, as they get the drop on the punish there, but you saw them try to sit outside of them, dare Ryazo to commit to anything like that far H, now being able to react on that raging strike. Great stuff there from Yozamitsu, the spacing immaculate right there.
Absolutely, Ryazo, despite intent, that raging strike got checked. Yozamitsu paying attention despite that not having appeared, and earns the 6-6L counter hit. We have a corner combo with more pressure afterwards, and I like the extra patience from Yozamitsu, waiting to see if Ryazo's going to try to bust out just so they can take their chances and get a big punish.
Putting up the shield in the ultimate Reagan Lave, but an ultimate fireball in the form of Goetia in return. Tried to get some offense going, but denied with the BC, but still in a good spot and made them a little bit impatient, a little bit trigger happy with the one button DP. It's right there. It's so convenient. I want to get it off the shelf, but it's not good for you.
Okay, though. Never count Ryazo out, though. We saw a big comeback earlier. Has to use a BP. He's out of Breakpoint, but gets countered it. Has SSB available as well. Can't spend it here. One more shot. Could do it with the jump. There he goes. No, doesn't spend it.
Unfortunately, I think they were going for a skill that was on cooldown, but still going to be able to get the stagger pressure, just a few lights to close things out there. That would have been disastrous if they couldn't quite get what they needed there to close the round, but Ryazo still able to circumvent the drop there to get the game in return.
Folks, we got a full set, a full plate of matches. Insane comeback, just without like cashing out. Kept like their meter in reserve, drops or not, had to do it a little bit the hard way, and that's a lot on Yozamitsu as well, kind of just getting hit straight up and then losing all the life in that sequence. Had brave points available, had a lot of life, but it is what it is. It takes us to a game 3 as Ryazo's little comment, EX Gran is bottom 10, just downplaying out the gate.
He's working overtime with that. You gotta love to see it. Gotta love to see it. Came back from Evo, was just like, already, who can I put, where can I get my agenda started right now? But right now, we're getting started as Belial, getting all of these plus frames right now. And then the jump over with the JU. No biting here.
Okay. Quarter pressure's there. Doesn't get the neutral jump block out of Yozamitsu, who gets a sweep, gets a cross up, and gets out of the corner. Expensive cooldowns again. The armor break into EX Regenglaive has so long delay before you get those specials back. Ooh, reaction again. Nice.
Not gonna get the cinematic though, but you still love being able to say no to Belial, but we're just saying yes and being able to challenge into the RS right here. Just trying to get the run up to catch them with a deep run into the 2M, but Ryazo finding the appropriate time to challenge. Go into the EX armor break. Didn't need the special cancel. Unique to him after that. Just needed that one hit to be able to get the first game or first round of game 3 here.
Going back to the basics, I like that, right? Close Sam is 0 on block, 6 frame close Sam again, so keeps the guard string a little bit tight. Big damage here, though. Reversal's coming out. Big punishes as well. This is going to be a hell of a round for Ryazo, who unfortunately had some cooldowns to deal with, so didn't really cash out anything. Gives Yozamitsu a chance to break it back.
Yeah, you mentioned the extended cooldown that armor break has. It has fantastic utility, but it comes at a price, so they didn't have access to get the extensions that they otherwise wanted. Wasn't aware of it, and that gives Yozamitsu a chance to answer back with a punish. Going into that SSBA, delete the diamonds from Gran, and I'll put him in a very tough spot here. Potential guess for game here.
Oh, but the challenge, the check, no full animation, that would have killed. And then the whiff grab means 6-6L finishes the job. Ryazo finds a way to bring it all the way back from the grave to a surprise. Side games, horse girl talk as no surprise. Even if Jatsu's not here,
I was gonna say Jatsu's not even here.
You're not free from it. All right. So what do we got for our top 8 kicking things off?
We got Xerom and Synn going up, so no horse girl action right here. We got dragons, we got a gremlin on the other side if you are not a Charlotta enjoyer, but I think that a lot of people like to see Xerom's Charlotta at play. Definitely, like I say a lot when I commentate him, one of the premier Charlotta players, if not the most prolific one in terms of results, but up against an equally prolific character master in the Zooey player Synn, who had a very strong start to the bracket up against Grisk to get here. So we'll see what happens between these two Clash of the Titans here.
All right, and a quick, getting a live update from Command Central. Top 8 is all 3 out of 5. We're gonna get peak amount of matches for y'all today, so look forward to that as the adjustments will be made. The battles will be fierce to see who can get that top spot this week.
Go forward throw right here. Yep, put him in the blender. The demon flip enabling right there. Oh, but the miss on the close L or on the far L after the 6-6 L. I felt that in my bones when I picked up the game. I was playing Zooey, and that happened more than I cared to let on. So unfortunate for Synn, but fortunately for Z-OUND, they were able to get the punish there, and that's round 1 on the back of a very tough Raging Strike drop.
And that's just the first little bit of this big matchup between two of the heaviest hitters in Gran Blue. We've also been able to show a lot of love to the YouTube folks as well. Y'all have been chilling with us. It's not just Twitch out here, but YouTube also has the dual stream going on. If you like to have the ability to rewind in real time, nothing better than YouTube. And now Synn, though, holding on to a decisive lead with the corner pressure, blocking the ultimate, and being able to just not give up any free damage.
Ooh, covering the common tactic of Charlotta players to use their signature jump to get out of the corner. Got the close heavy on the other side, but got punished that time for trying to cover the jump, or actually couldn't cover the jump that time, and we were in the throw whiff animation, so Xerom still able to get out of dodge here. Can they make something out of this?
Right, good time to do the Brave counter. A little bit of a whiff here, but Synn not afraid. It might have to be, because they just gave up all of their stocks, couldn't get the unblock. Xerom lost the super, and Synn found the throw. Okay, that got crazy there.
Yeah, almost missed, or actually missed out on the punish on the SSBA. Wasn't quite sure. I don't know if medium sweeping slash would have been able to punish. It is quick and far reaching, but didn't trust in the time, but still able to traverse the situation here to get into our round 3 here. Slowly trying to push Xerom into the corner, but now Xerom fighting back. Heavy demon flip, get the plus frames, catch them, feeling a little bit fidgety. I understand the pressure from Charlotta can be difficult to deal with, but you got to figure it out right here, because that time and your life bar is running out, and the clock might have struck 12 right here.
All right, time comes for everyone, and that is the time for Xerom to go up a game. Synn with still a lot of chances, a couple of lives left, but with only 2 in the pocket, running a little low.
Looking for that round start. 6-6H gonna hit into a heavy dragon, me for trouble. Oh, the 6-6M whiff into the heavy dragon, or into the heavy thunder. Interesting setup right there from Synn, but couldn't quite get as much advantage as they otherwise wanted from it, because right now we're able to get in a position to switch sides and get the demon flip Debbie action going here. Oh, but drop on the close H.
All right, this is the tough time though for Xerom. 6-6L once more makes its mark, and Synn should be able to close out the round here with one more Raging Strike. There we go. It's getting a little hairy. I know that Raging Strike, Raging Chain is definitely not as strong as it once was, but when you gotta seal the deal, it at least can manage sometimes.
A counter hit out of possibly trying to anti-air that flip. Good use of the BC there, getting the guaranteed counter hit on the Holy Sword of Lumiel, but still going to be able to run in, but good use of the armored 6-6H to deny any follow-up there from the noble strategy.
Ooh. And then the lightning strikes, hits its mark. That big old crown, just a magnet for power. And this pressure is just is making Charlotta even smaller than she is, although a nice bust out helps out Xerom a lot with the side switch. Gets the bait, gets the combo, really nice.
The delayed jump on that devious, looking for that side switch. You're already thinking about holding that block button as well, and then once you're putting pause on that, it's just a delay right behind that to go into that jump. Some tricky stuff there from Xerom, but Synn being able to fight back, but not going to be able to react in time for that heavy ball. That is going to be Xerom taking round 2 here, trying to go up 2-0 here in winter semis.
We get a Clash War, and nice Holy Ladder to answer it. Oh, big whiff! No Brave counter for you. My favorite part about Brave counter is the fact that it's tied to Raging Strike, so it's a big cost if you whiff that.
Trying to use it right there. Oh, far H, unfortunately, going to be answered after what was a very ambiguous punish situation there for Synn. And Xerom going to once again get the better of a little bit of a wonky set of circumstances there. So I know the score says 2-0 for Xerom, and all credit to Xerom, they've been playing so well, but it feels like these are such close games. And yeah, I think Synn going back out because it's just a set of just very unfortunate mishaps that have been the big upset of the balance there, and Xerom being able to take full advantage.
Hey, you know, that's how saying goes, right? It was close though, but it's still plenty left to go. First to 3 gives Synn one last life to continue on here in winner's side. Xerom and Foreman in the little in-game chat say, hold on, there's a little bit more to go. I'm not going to take 2 wins in a row. We're playing by the rules, like an honorable knight, Charlotta.
So yeah, I don't think Synn's gonna do too much different here. Again, just try to tighten things up. Maybe just make sure that you aren't as susceptible to error right there. But Xerom's still gonna be able to counter in response. Good spot dodge on the 6-6L. Get them all the way into the corner, but great jump out there. Taking a page out of the Charlotta book to get out of the corner, and now using RBC offensively to keep them there.
All right, bust out though from Xerom once more. Oh, but Synn just finding these really cool anti-airs. Not just relying on 2H, but we're relying on these subs from Eminent Professor, who just dropped a quick subscription. Thank you so much. And Synn thanks you for this big damage that sub enabled.
Going into 2-3-6. You had the delay jab, but couldn't quite get the link off of it. The close H not going to link naturally right there. Bar H trying to find an anti-air right there, just out of range. Xerom doing a really good job playing outside of that range, but Synn still taking up space at the right time right there to get that low hit, confirm it into the Raging Strike, stable combo, and get ourselves a good round 1 victory.
All right, that's the, you know, you got to start somewhere. 1 is a good number, unless the 1 is a brave counter that whiffs entirely, giving Xerom a side swap and huge damage. Oh, speaking of huge damage.
Yeah, I mentioned that the difference in the first couple of games have been that mishap, but also Xerom, and again, easier said than done, putting them into that guessing game after that heavy noble strategy. Synn still having a tough time kind of dealing with that, and that's been a lot of the big chunks of damage that Charlotta has gotten here, and you saw it right there as well. Xerom going to be able to use that to get themselves in a really prime position to once again take a game 3 victory in a round 3 fashion.
The anti-air though from Synn gets double, close, heavy. I like that, using that button effectively. Again, 2H could have been good, but good hitbox on just a close heavy, enabling some damage, getting some hits with the throw from Xerom. It's going to set up the noble strategy sweep. And then, yeah, answering back. Your turn? No. That's back to me.
Right out of range of that 6-6L as well, trying to go for the anti-air SBA. It does catch to the pillar that reaches the skies. The dragons occupying that space as well. So was Charlotta, unfortunately for her. So she takes a chunk of damage, now down to 1 BP as well. Back in the corner. Now we can sort of box with our big sword normals here. 2M, far H, but the universal option in the 6-6L. The far light going to link after that. Synn taking the first game of the set here.
Okay, and again, this 3 out of 5 becoming a factor now. Not a brisk 3-0 for Xerom. Synn answering back after that brief pause. Back in the ship's hold, looks recharged, refreshed.
Ooh, nice use of the old DP right there. But again, the tricky delayed jump right there. Just when you think he's going for that delay stagger pressure, just going into the jump to catch them trying to go for a throw. Really good stuff there from Xerom, just using a little bit of pause in the action, doing it once again there, making me feel like the truthful one right here, speaking truth to power, and all the power in the hands of Charlotta here to start game 4.
And you know, Xerom not one to be afraid, but sometimes the best defensive option just to get out of dodge. Although Synn, speaking of getting out, escapes the corner, gets a slight little combo here. Oh, no punish, because Light Holy Ladder is safe. Although you give up your turn, at the very least. Synn, one more hit. Can steal this back, but has to find it. Not that time.
Yeah, but we find 45 new viewers here because of the raid from Tyrant. Hope you're doing well, Tyrant. Hope everybody's doing well, locking in here as our first set of top 8 is underway here. Xerom looking to close things out here and getting the noble strategy in the clash after the fact. Gonna get the counter hit as well, going for an empty jump low. but still being able to keep up this pressure right there. The BC safedom on the Charlotta offense, but still gonna get hit by the ult DP from Zooey.
Right. Xerom looking to close out here. One more big combo into the corner we go. And I love that extension with Holy Ladder. Get a little bit extra hit with Punish. With the backdash, we'll do it to it. And Xerom 3-1 makes it to winners finals here, sending Synn to losers. And what an amazing set. Capped off by that amazing Titan 2 raid. Okay, there's my fun little guilty gear reference.
Sacrifice their ideals, not going to demonstrate the new Gex for everybody in chat. Going to go back to the tried and true Seox up against, and I understand why, the Ferry master in Iago Garaitz, the man of many names, but the master of one character.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where I would not just take a brand new character. As rushed down as he can be, he's still Gran. He still moves the same, runs the same, jumps the same. If you want to go high speed, you're bringing 6. You're bringing the best matchup you can against the Ferry Beast. And right now, it can be interesting. She did get a slight buff with the way that GG gets summoned on the light version. It operates a little bit better as like it hits you and can enable to better pressure and keep a opponent locked down somewhat more. But Rad doesn't care about that as he flips through and gets the damage.
Yeah, we're absolutely just trying to stay in her face. So that's not even a problem. And you know, the funny thing about that is we talked about the buffs there, but one of the nerfs that she received that I thought about with that light string right there, she's no longer able to side switch by using her Gen Spent. So instead of being able to put Seox in the corner, they spent that Raging Strike as well, but gonna get it back right there with the SBA. Gate of Demons right there, but a little bit late on the spot dodge, so we got the punish after the fact. Not gonna go into a Raging Strike combo, interestingly enough. Thunder Flash, though, on the far H.
Still has a slight lead for Iago. After that, has a Brave Point if they need to spend it, and still great normals, despite the normals getting a little bit nerfed there, and the dodge getting smoked. Once more, Ryazo makes the right call.
Finally getting able to go right back into the toolkit that we know and love. We were playing it with the new character right there, but being able to go to the old familiar Gate of Demons throw bait right there has to feel good, and it has to feel good to get up early against this Ferry. But now that she has the life lead, you're playing her game for a little bit here, and we're going to deny her from doing so, but a denial in turn, ultimate DP.
All right. Guess Perry try to stop the normals. No problems here though. Iago with a great lead and is very comfortable. Run up DP and the extension with the ultimate. Hard knockdowns. There's a GG. Almost had the combo, but at this point it's kind of done and dusted unless you find a miracle here.
Oh, the far light. It got nerfed, but still it doesn't matter. You can run into the Thunder Flash, but Seox gonna run right into the far light as well. So the nerf I'm talking about right there, the hitbox or the hurt box forwarded a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to swing into it for most characters, but you can still get hit by the hit scan far normal right there, as well as done in round 2 of game 1. And now Iago, early advantage here in round 3 of our first game. What are they gonna do with it?
Okay, well, we'll see. They're going to send out Ultimate GG just to maintain control of the narrative. They're making their story and committing to it. Despite super fast Foxy Man, we are making sure to kind of shut that down, but the corner pressure might be the deciding factor. Ryazo, multiple grabs, and no fear.
Putting them in a really good spot right there. Going to be able to get the whiff punish on the 2M attempt from Ferry. Good use of the heavy wrecker right there to get in a hurry. What an affirmative use of the heavy skill right there to make sure that Ferry stays locked down and pays for her crimes of how dare you whiff one of your whip normals up against me. I'm a very fast individual right there. I'm going to rush you down and I'm going to take you down to get the first game down in my column.
Really super stuff done. Again, Ryazo, earned a big old medal last weekend, and duly earned to one of the best players we've seen consistently here in North American Grand Blue. Iago, also great as well, keeping it competitive, and again, a 3 out of 5, so it's going to be an intense set as they're making like crucial adjustments in their timings, in their approaches all throughout here.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to be really smart about these approaches because the commanding health lead for Ferry once again allows Iago to play the game that they most want. Ultimate Rekka to try to get some space control as well, just be able to run up. And we're just exchanging diamonds right now, looking like Cage is out here going band for band.
Okay, and that's full committal from Iago. I got a life lead. I'm spending it all. GG's not gonna help me out. The dive, the combo, your life is almost forfeit. SSBA, say goodbye. Full animation. Was it worth it, Iago, to stoop down to Ryazo's level?
I don't know. Look, you know that you're going to try to get that refund on the diamonds by getting that SBA, but Ryazo finding the right time, going for the throw bait, but still got the cross up as well after the fact and canceling it into the SSBA. That was a lot of damage on a BP devoid Ferry, so good stuff right there. We're going to see if we can repeat stuff here, though. Early advantage here in the health department for Seox.
Okay, nice counter again with the walk back. Smooth. Iago, that's 2 BCs spent already. We don't have much diamonds. Luckily, if we build the SBA, we'll get one of those back with the summon, which can help out here. Good coverage. There's the ball. Very smart.
Right, a Thunder Flash. Just doing everything that we can to try to cheat our way out of the corner up against the orb. No, the orb is ever present. It is ever hanging above your head. And that is going to be a loss on your head top here for round 2. But Rosetta brings the good tidings here. Wants to see a good match between these two here in game 2 or in round 3.
Yeah, like just overall, you know, Iago kept everything really smart, did it well, and knowing that, of course, Seox has the lowest life in the game. Can't take these hits just like that with counter against GG. Your life is just evaporating, and Iago's trying to tie things up 1-1. There it is.
That is tough too. It looked like Ryazo early in the set has gone to Thunder Flash a lot, and I get it. They did a really good job of using them up against the pokes, but Iago course correcting and just being able to play anti-Thunder Flash, anti-parry offense in neutral was really good there in game 2, and closing it out there, calling out the incorrect timing on trying to use Thunder Flash on GG and then capitalizing on it. So here we are, game 3, just like that.
Okay, adding that extra pressure. 2H working? Are you? I've seen it all this set, and we're only on game number 3.
Very anti-airing, how dares, with no Beppo either, just doing it by herself, the strong, independent donkey woman.
And now we're in a tough spot here, still stuck in this corner, even though Ryazo doesn't have the life lead, and we have no more break points on Iago's side. Knows to watch out for the jump scares. Did not dodge. It's gonna just get smoked here, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, jump scares of plenty right there in that Raging Strike. You're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, the jump scare game, getting the 11th anniversary, but we spell good night there for Ferry as they couldn't quite get the reaction on that jump scare with the RS. So here we go. The Unk check going to reward Ryazo there in the first round, but we're looking pretty young and spry here, moving pretty quick as we try to get a quick round of 2 victory here, and we might just get it right there. Gate of Demons cash out SBA, presumably on the end of this combo, and that's exactly that. Good night, Irene, and good morning, Seox. One more win until you get into winners finals.
Yeah, 2-1 up so far here. Not a bad spot. Someone asked in chat, is this a Magic Series game? Not quite. Your far buttons you can cancel into specials. Nice dodge. But your normals up close, you can cancel into a slight 3-hit auto combo that any of those hits you can go into special. But your specials are your money makers. Those launch, those enable other combos. Your normals are more for poking and just applying some up close pressure.
Ultimate Beppo to get out of dodge here. Once again, incorrect timing on the Thunder Flash right there. Varying the GG summons there is Iago trying to get Ryazo to whiff on that parry. Really good stuff right there. Now we reset back to neutral here, feigning the Gate of Demons and slowly trying to, or the Empty Hand, I should say, slowly trying to make their way in. Deny once again the BP.
All right, Ultimate GG. Just chipping away. The overhead's there. We don't dare anti-air this monster of a character, but we do sick the good boys at him. And, oh no, not again, Zoma.
I know the comeback potential once you're down BP. Everything just hurts so much if Seox hits you. Oh, trying to get the Thunder Flash right there. Could have called it out, but just not quite ready. The 6XL, a little bit too slow right there. But Iago still being able to have a fighting chance right here. Good anti-air, but we passed the hug check this time around. Cannot get me twice with that. I still got some years left in me.
Oh my goodness. Nope, we're dodging. We are dodging everything. We're dodging matches, we're dodging responsibilities, commitments, none of that. Ryazo getting a little greedy, but Iago staying inside here. One more round to tie things up 1-1, and this is just to get to grand final or winners final, so there's still a lot to go. Nice catch. Good extension too with the side swap knockdown.
A long way to go, but in a longer reach there on the whip right there to get the Genspes, to get that huge combo, to get that big health advantage right here. Again, denying the approach. Very liberal with our BP expenditure to just make sure that Ryazo and Seox are sitting back at a range where he can't immediately threaten you. Oh, but here comes the threat, but no conversion on the counter hit.
The crossover is so smart. Just swap sides against the 5U from 6. Gets the whip, gets the grip. Gonna put the checkmate out. We're having a ball, having a blast. And Ryazo's gotta be patient. Oh no! Good boy! The good boy. Let's go. Game 5.
I just think it's so funny how he full on sprinted out of the SBA, just being like, all right, I'm okay to act. And then, by the way, there's somebody you forgot to ask. And then GG just comes right on the top. That's so good, man. That was so good.
All right, a final game here. Dictate who will meet Xerom in winners finals. Already Iago half-life down in the corner, eating a fat EX. And now we're going to Juggle City, close to being the wrap because the super is going to be a chunk of damage. Yeah, that's it.
I think that is a wrap. Yeah, that's 1 BP left, so 20% extra damage on that, and I think that's exactly what they needed to close that out. Ryazo still being able to keep their head on straight after a very crazy end of that previous game. But Iago trying to now settle things down as well in terms of neutral, just backdashing, staying out of the range of anything that Seox could do, short of like an ult wreck, but 3% left before they can do that.
The back and forth has been so good, Zoma. Both players are just giving it their all, making all these small changes, changing up the approach, getting big whiff punishes, calling each other out. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm loving these backdashes right there too, because when they see that Rek is available to Seox, and also just being able to go through the shadow step there with the crossover, Iago just doing a really good job of being able to stay away until we get that empty hand to get in and get going. We spend our last BP to stop any of these plus frames from meeting anything that's crazy.
Oh, we're spending so much meter. We have none of that. No BPs. Any one mistake will cost Iago everything, and there it is. Oh my god, your life and the win.
Wow, that was pretty nip and tuck down to the end right there, but the sweep going to land against the spot dodge right there, and
get with the community, you know. So I mean, the Discord part is is a big part of it. You know, online here you can get ranked matches, the big old lobby as well. So even if you don't want to be on Discord streets, you can still get some fun here, at least in North America.
Yeah, but you're seeing 2 of North America's finest here squaring off in top 8 losers. Yozamitsu on the Narm, Ladewaybac on the 2B. But right now the 2B is in danger right here, getting their BC called out right there. Just slowly walking up, delay button there from Yoza, and it looks like that Belial is not going to be around to play. We are going with the old faithful, the old reliable in Narmaya.
Yeah, not even EX. We're not chancing it. We're not losing a stance. We want all of our specials. We want all the sauce. But 2B got a lot of sauce on her end too. Some nice little buffs to help her cook even more. And I know Ladewaybac ain't gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, but they got a problem there in that ult reversal there from Narmaya to get out of dodge there, because they were slowly being put with their back up against the wall, but we fought on out of there in time, and then being able to flip on out of there after landing on the ground to call out the skill response there from Ladewaybac. Yozamitsu already emptying the bag of Narmaya tricks here early to get the early advantage here in our game 1.
Right. Counter hit comes through though. Big sword, big damage. Samurai battle to clear all of them. And ooh, I've seen so much of the 2-2M, more than I've seen like anyone really use it. I kind of like Ladewaybac implementing that a bit more, using the gravity to maintain pressure.
I don't know why her sword is called Virtuous Treaty, because there's nothing peaceful about when that counter hit 5H hits. That might be the move that feels like it hurts the most to be hit by outside of the game for real. But here we go. The hurting is going to be done by Narmaya right here. The SBA combo going to work out right here. Going to reset into an empty jump into the jab. Frame kill with the 5H. Not biting though. Good use, good timing on the BC. And you're rewarded with a chance to get that SSBA going. Put Yozamitsu down to their last BP. 20% extra damage on the next hit. But will Narmaya be able to make it so it doesn't matter?
Right. There we go, the 2-2M again, catching Yozamitsu off guard. Full combo from Lade, who's now just going to be beaming, waiting for a flip. Yozamitsu has a chance here, but the tackle's going to seal it on game number, on the second round. We're still going to the end.
Yeah, you saw the spot dodges coming out, trying to anticipate the beam special from 2B, but there was so much skill gauge left, so 2B had a lot of room to play with there in terms of what they were trying to do to get that skill gauge, or get that chip done via the skill gauge. But right now, the neutral right there, calling out that H flip right there, just hovering in the skies, and then resetting our auto combo right here. Ladewaybac, the offense is fantastic to start things here in round 3.
And again, only 2 BP costs for the ult skills. Gonna let Ladewaybac set up. Didn't watch her back though, and challenged the dash in, dash out. Nice use of the far L, or of just the L button. It's the same up close or not. Finds the hit. Yozamitsu, unfortunately, even with the escape out of the corner, couldn't keep the tides of battle in their favor. Losing game 1.
Yozamitsu just going right back into the offense as well, but unfortunately could not challenge the aerial or getting out of the corner there with the crossover jump there from 2B. But once again, finding the right timing on that ult reversal right there for Yozamitsu to respond well. But again, different verse, same as the first. That jump over JU is fantastic right here for Ladewaybac, and is going to lead into this SBA combo.
Yeah, Yozamitsu just trying to get a normal anti-air, but 2B just disregarding most of that classic anime anti-air double jump, just skipping around, but just getting a skip. We're flipping over, getting a counter hit with some damage here. Ladewaybac still has a chance in here, but with the throw, we're gonna have one more left.
Trying to run down 2B because we have so much room to work with here. Just jump back, use our big normal, stop Narmaya from doing anything crazy. Oh, but here we go, the JU once again. That has been the MVP here for Ladewaybac in game 2. 3 times key interactions have been won by that jumping normal. And yeah, gonna see if Yozamitsu has a response for it.
It'd be interesting so far, but yeah, it's a little difficult because again, yeah, the consequences for 2B jumping around can be very minimal. So there's just that extra layer of stuff you gotta worry about, especially when you're reliant so much on a normal anti-air.
Yeah, Ladewaybac also plays Hokutomaru in COTW, so he understands the power of being able to threaten different aerial options with that stall, with that double jump, and doing it really well here, but not going to be able to do that right here as Yozamitsu has been pinned down here, so we can use our oppressive strike throw offense to keep 2B grounded, but the back throw after the transient doesn't work out there, but the close heavy, but no, gonna miss out on the extension.
That was a big opportunity. But nice, transients comes through, side swap once more, dash through the throw, no spot dodge for you, a good answer from Yozamitsu, just going for the transients without the attack to set up the grab. And utilizing all of Narmaya's skills so flawlessly.
Trying to use our delayed 2L here, but still going to get a normal hit with our auto combo extension into the Rockets. Play a little bit of baseball, severing assault, get the knockdown. Next steps could be a lethal one. Trying to run up for the throw defensively to get on out of dodge. Good use of the transient though to catch them winding up in the stance. Hey, Bada, you got to swing real quickly because that fastball is a coming, and it's called Narmaya.
Right, the dodge. Great answer to the far heavy. Once more, just trying to deny Ladewaybac, but there is nothing you can do to stop. They are just going in, spinning out, and it's going to go up 2-0.
There you go, the long extension to basically close things out there in game 2. What's going to be the response there from Yozamitsu? They got one more game to play, potentially for their tournament live, or they're going to be out at 7.
Yeah, a lot of interesting, like, trying to respond correctly. But again, it is difficult. This is 3 out of 5, y'all. So if you're making your switches, understandable, but it ain't quite over until that big 3 comes on the screen. But yeah, it's just, it's tough because once like that life lead's there and you have Yozamitsu has to try to like get nice and close, it's tough because like Ladewaybac is so comfortable just being just out of a hair's reach. And doesn't help that like Narmaya is kind of shorty. So like she ain't the best at reaching quite above her, reaching for the top shelf, trying to grab the cookies and have a snack. So let's see if they can find that nice little stepping stool that'll help tie things up and give them a chance.
Yeah, you do make a really good point here. And like it goes to the point that we were making earlier in the set about how Ladewaybac is taking full advantage of that by just occupying that airspace so well. But right now, Yozamitsu actually doing a really good job being low committal and using that space defensively rather than offensively, just keeping Ladewaybac in check so they can't hover there forever. It's just like Yozamitsu doing a really good job of being able to cover it and covering it there with the DP as well, and then covering their bases up against the reversal DP attempt. Ladewaybac might have been a frustration DP right there because Yozamitsu doing a really good job of keeping them at bay here.
Not quite dead yet though. And then taking the turn immediately, drops the combo, which is only a boon for Yozamitsu, and with the uppercut, using that more often is nice. Didn't really DP a lot in most spots, so now it's taking the risk, taking a chance, which will at least keep Ladewaybac a little more honest, but we'll see.
Oh, good spot dodge on the heavy flip attempt to get that back throw. But I do want to make a note here as we do get a really good crossover through the baseball from Yozamitsu. They're doing a really good job here. They went from being reactive to proactive in that first round, and now doing it well with the ultimate Setsuna after a landing 2B. So I think right now Yozamitsu is just identifying that they have to be a lot more assertive and taking control of the pace of the game. Rather than responding to what 2B is doing, we're gonna play the Narmaya game and make 2B respond to us. And that is how we get game 3 in our favor.
Yeah, big adjustment, right? I gotta go win. I gotta stop letting you dictate the pace. You know, you gotta take control of the story. That's the #1 thing in a fighting game, right? I'll take the lead in the conversation. If you let someone keep on yapping, you're gonna sound like me. I won't shut up. You don't want that.
So here we go, the extension right here. Big hammer being swung down to the floor. Got the clean hit. Now we're just slowly marching them down, but again, we're doing such a good job of challenging that pressure string, and an even better job, the up check being failed there by Ladewaybac. Yozamitsu taking full advantage of them not having enough BP to respond in kind, but the strike throw is going to be lethal. The next guess is going to be your last. The run-up throw, Yozamitsu looking very strong right now.
Here's the comeback run. Ladewaybac was looking extra comfy, looking sharp, but Yozamitsu's just been making those right decisions, keeping it solid, keeping it safe, but also getting a little spicy when they need to, and it's working.
Alrighty. In the corner right here, a couple of slashes right there. End with the DP, go for a little bit of a tricky setup here. Ooh, and then fading out the BC right there, heavy flip.
What are you trying to guard cancel for? There's nothing there. You're swinging at ghosts. Yozamitsu, 2-2, bringing it back so quickly. The candy katana, oh so sweet, as a big comeback is looking in our future. Can Ladewaybac stop from getting 3-0'd in return? It's getting crazy.
You know what's so funny? Ladewaybac got off of the Cavs after going up 2-0, and I imagine Yozamitsu just saying, no, sit down, we've got more games to play, and definitely making them go the full distance of the set as we are in game 5 now, with Yozamitsu having all the momentum in their favor, and again, being controlling that airspace, this time in the flavor of an air throw. Sit back down, 2B.
That was such a good answer. I'm tired of your shenanigans. The NBA hang time is getting stopped. And that DP, what an answer to the jump after the 2-2M. Yozamitsu, this is a different person from the first 2 games until a little bit of a rollback hit and they got hit on the other side.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that was the advantage going all towards them, but had to find a way to reset their headspace after that unfortunate drop. And that is Ladewaybac to be able to get the shimmy on an otherwise frantic situation there, taking advantage of the scramble. This time going to be able to win the air-to-air as well. So right now we're seeing a little bit of back and forth in that aspect as well, too.
And nice and tough, unfortunate. That little skip might have cost Yozamitsu a lot. As Ladewaybac tries to run up, get out of DP, but instead gets clipped low. Kind of hopping around the stop sign with the air-to-air counter hit. Nice from Ladewaybac to just read Yozamitsu well ahead.
SBA gonna run up with the 5H, gonna use that as a chance to BC on out of there. Get a little bit tricky, a couple of flips and a U, but it's a W for that interaction right there. All signs are pointing to yes here for Narmaya to be able to get this round 2 because Ladewaybac does not have a DP. They have full access to their BC gauge as they use one of them right there, but it was gonna be really tough there.
Oh, great DP, double jump, susceptible to it with the wake up buttons from Ladewaybac. Doom for Yozamitsu, 3-2. 2B moves on in loser's side, eliminating Yozamitsu from their gargantuan comeback, but it was just the challenge right back at you. On Versusia and Beatrix, two exceptionally strong characters coming through here for a big show on the loser side.
Yeah, if you know Gamera's playing them, you know they're pretty strong, and they played both of them at AWT, the Beatrix being the one that was being represented as well, but this is also an EVO winning character as Koji Coco was able to use Old Blue, our favorite society agent, depending on your point of view, to get that championship medal, but we're going to see if they can do it here at TNS as that DP gets baited, but the far H is not going to be able to punish it.
All right, though. TiempoGris just getting in though, and that's the big part. Don't let Versusia have the room to control this pace. All the projectiles, those big normals, and that big damage can be extra scary, but Beatrix, not afraid.
Ooh, empty jump into the back throw here. Versusia corner pressure could be at play right here, but good use of the ultimate fireball, chasing behind it with the riding free as well, to sort of be able to get some space going, but the 2M control space as well. Look at that, couldn't quite get the confirm here, but you're still in a really good spot.
All right, throw again into the big orb and the chip. Nicely done. As Seraphim taking that first round. I love this color, by the way, of Versusia. It's very Gil from Street Fighter 3.
True,
Just the dichotomy of the colors is so perfect.
Yeah, that's a good note right there. I do love that as well. It's like you need to share in the, in the fashion of your tall brethren right there, your antagonists that are standing, much, at a higher vantage point than the other characters in the game. But they're going to be seeing the ground right here after the back of that SBA combo here from Beatrix. TiempoGris storming back right here. I see some downplay happening in the chat for Beatrix. Not doing any favors for them, TiempoGris, because that was a lot of damage right there to do.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger they all, the harder they fall. It's a lot to cut through, even if it is a mushroom. Bring in the skewer. But jump forward throw. Seraphim mixing things up pretty effectively, even like the backdash, trying to bait out a throw or any little thing. Okay, there's the big stomp and a sweep to stop the ultimate Star Chaser. Okay.
A lot of dead time in some of these interactions right there. Just both of them waiting each other out to see what the response is. This is game 1. Why are we swinging 5L? They got nerfed. I lied. Never mind. It still works. It still works. The Twitter clip still remains true. My goodness gracious. It beat the fight. It set up the corner position right there, baiting out the UDP. But what is going on here? We're just swinging, and we finally get the Samsara to hit. This is crazy, man.
What a clutch hit from Seraphim. TiempoGris just trying to pull anything out of their pockets as they ran out of options just to find any little thing. And now, okay, we're just full screen checking, daring you to run forward. But TiempoGris says, "Oh, okay, I'll play this game."
Dog, I think Seraphim's trolling. I'm not gonna lie.
It's one of those like calculated calls. It's like, I see how you're wanting to play. All right, I'm just gonna keep them out of check. and see if you're gonna just cash it in.
It's very much the Bart Simpson. I'm gonna keep swinging this 5L, and if you run into it, it's your own fault.
Also, to Flang to die. There's also a character named Blue. The whole thing is represented. Jita is the blue, and Gran is the Gran. It's great.
Star Chaser right there. We flash blue on the screen by using our 50% meter right there, but right in turn, using our yellow skill right there, go into the Celestial Dominion, follow up right there. Get it right back here. Plus frames right there, trying to get them to guess.
Oh,
wow,
greedy.
What? Call it on the DP.
I'm sorry, yeah, Jita's fantasy, I apologize. Oh my god, it's a big blast. What an explosive finish there when TiempoGris is like, oh sick, you know, I lost my turn because I BC'd, I'm gonna go all in, but Seraphim's just being his head on blocking and controlling the crazy.
Here we go. We're going to be able to be pinned down in this corner right here. We don't have our DP, so TiempoGris has a little bit more liberty to run that corner offense. But Seraphim still swinging that 5L, but this time TiempoGris playing around it much better. Going to go into the 50-50 instead of the SBA. Make them guess. Good guess there by Versusia, but you're still trapped in this corner. Sweep will help you get out, though.
You're not out no more. Try to charge up, get to my Star Chaser. This is the best chance TiempoGris has, but they have been whiffing throws. They've been spending their BCs. At this point, they only need one good hit to close it, but Seraphim with the jump in. Uh-oh. Zoma, I'm scared. I'm scared, Zoma!
Oh, so was TiempoGris right there. They didn't know what was going to happen, so they went for that old DP to bank on being able to close it out. But, oh my gosh, yeah, the TiempoGris is going to hit or get hit by 999 chains of damage right there. That is raid boss numbers, and the number in Seraphim's column right now is 2 versus the 0 for TiempoGris. So they have to make a 3-game comeback to try to make any headway to get into that 5th place finish. But I don't know, Seraphim looking pretty good right now.
It helps when TiempoGris is content to just DP their life away. These uppercuts are getting just blown up. And Seraphim, a god amongst mortals, just maybe gets that for one of the first 3-0s here. Let's see.
Spot dodge on the Thunderbird. Yeah, gonna get the throw punish this time around. Was ready for it. Good heads-up awareness. Tried to go for the empty jump grab, but the mash from TiempoGris gonna beat that out. And then the BC in return to put Beatrix closer to the corner. Trying to reset into the overhead. Good blocks right there, and a BC on the other end of that. Trying to go for a delay mash. Nothing doing. Plus frames here.
Okay. TiempoGris with a small life lead. This is their chance to try to turn things around, but the ult ball is going to enable Seraphim to turn this back around, take control.
Dodge on the ultimate Star Chaser. Delay 6L getting, or 5L going to get the counter hit, but nothing after that. So we're going back into the corner here. But good use of the riding free to go underneath the Anicha. And then now we have the Delta Clock in tow to get the extended combo. Probably didn't need it there, but still gonna get the damage all the same. Beatrix gonna be able to fight back here, showing signs of life.
Yeah, big opportunity here. Now we're putting a little more comfortable, a little less throwing stuff away, all right? That's the biggest thing. Let's make sure we don't let that rock, although Seraphim may have something to say about that.
Oh, baby, testing the gangsta, the run-up 5U once again. Get that Delta Clock in your column. Run up with the dash age, and yes, that is plus. Sometimes you just forget about it, but they checked you right there, getting a little bit squirrely there after getting those plus frames on the dash normal, but this time, they got the DP to hit at the right time.
Right, those godlike buttons coming through again. The walk forward 5L. Looking to close out the round and take us to match point. Seraphim. Again, just the confidence they play, strutting their stuff, putting out the buttons, saying, do not walk into this, you fool, and then your TiempoGris just can't help it.
And yeah, that 5L being represented right there. I wonder if they're just doing that, just throwing out a hitbox up against something that Beatrix is trying to do, but the Thunderbird going to triumph over that. Gonna be able to get the full hit on this far L hitting. And now we're gonna put Versusia in a bind here, but we're able to jump out.
Okay, Star Chaser though, gets a small knockdown. Run up lights just to keep it short and sweet and safe. Seraphim has been reacting and dodging so many attacks consistently. So the best part is they've not taken any incremental damage. They found the backdash hit to some chase down, and now the tides are turning.
I don't even think that they had 5U to make that heavy Samsara safe. They just gambled on that burst option right there. They had it in tow right there, so the cancel option was going to be safe. And it's safe to say that Seraphim is going to secure the sweep right there. Whole lot of S's right there, so it made it a little harder for myself. But easy sweep right there for Seraphim to get that 3-0 sweep to advance into the next stage of top 8 loser side.
With Sandalphon, a character that I like to see a lot, granted not one that's got any changes from the patch. Many people will say it's kind of like in a wavering place. Can perform really well, can be written off. A man of many talents. Let's see how Ryazo handles.
Yeah, the interesting thing is we've seen him at the height of competition here. I believe one of the main people representing characters, Zippy. I don't know who they're on these days. I think they're still just exclusively doing Fatal Fury. But when we saw him at the highest level of play, we saw him really use a lot more of the base form. And if they went into any of the other elements, it was fire. So we don't really get to see a lot of utility from the rest of the elements. And with the direction that the game has been going, I imagine that Gran Blue or Side Games is going to take a look at him and just say, all right, what can we do to encourage players to really hit more of that, the different elements that Sandy can play into that's unique to him. But right now we're going into that fire element, and we're going to be able to make quick work of it, or quick use of it here as we get first blood here on Xerom.
All right, this is where the party starts. Again, you see a lot of like Ryazo focusing on control, right? You have interesting projectiles, you know, some good, you know, decent movement, nothing like as fast as 6. Gets the back throw, okay. That was a nice little punish, no escape, and the big raging strike into some nice damage. What is that?
Full skill extension, gonna get the fireball for Oki, but finding the right time to use that light holy ladder. But we're gonna find a better time to use our BC. Oh, they were, you know, that sucks. They were ready for that too, but they were still caught crouching. I believe they were trying to 2H even though they saw the jump coming, but it's just a little bit too slow there as Xerom's able to catch them overhead.
All right, I like that quick throw option. Small delay in it as well. Trying to maybe see if reversal comes out of the side of Ryazo, but right now with no brave points, Ryazo can't afford a mistake, and Xerom with the handshake doesn't get the kill, but has a chance that it's gonna take the round. Oh my god, that was...
That's so crazy too, because Ryazo throw punish ult ball in the corner on the other side, and that is true of ult ball. It is -4 of up close, but it was spaced right there to where they couldn't get the throw punish, and Xerom was able to respond and get the win right there. So that's pretty funny how that worked out.
Hey, Xerom never gives up, Zelma. They're right now, they're the Harurara. They are giving it their all no matter what. I've many times called them the protagonist, the savior of Gran.
Yeah, our humble mid-tier Charlotta up against all of these high tiers and the Primarch of 6 wings, but the green wings are going to be flashed right here. We go into the wind element, and I think they're trying to use that because they're using the quick projectiles to take up space across the screen to deter the burst option from Charlotta. So we're seeing a little bit of counterplay in the mind of Ryazo right here. We'll see if it works out though. Charlotta's on offense.
Okay, yeah, and the back throw will do it. As Xerom takes that first game in Winners Finals, again 3 out of 5, just like all top 8. Winner gets to a Grand Finals where they're fighting for $19.19 in the match arena. We'll use up all the codes, but we can still take direct donations that'll go to the players. We can at least hit $20, that'd be nice.
Well, it's nice to get a back throw right there to put Sandalphon in the corner so we can get our offense going. So here we go, the BC to give us some time right here. Get some screen space, throw out that 2-2X, and then follow right behind with an ultimate skill.
Oh, the extensions keep going, these wall slams into great damage. Nicely done for Ryazo, maximizing anti-airs and some good sequences, but Xerom is calculating a big hit and is kind of partying.
Yeah, they missed a far L confirm earlier in game 1. Not gonna do. was ready for it. Got a lot of damage on the other end. Ready for the BC as well. Got the tech on the throw, though, so good awareness from both parties, but it's Xerom partying in the corner right now, and the party continues for Charlotta. Round 1 of game 2 in their favor.
Crazy finish to that. The jump just comes through again. Again, you saw the DP there from Ryazo. Didn't DP these jumps from Xerom and paid a lot of the price, but gets a counter in Nier. Had a small extension, gets a knockdown too, and a big chance in the corner here as long as they can keep Xerom caged.
Oh, but the cage bird sings as we break out by using the noble strategy. And then we break out of any offense their ultimate holy ladder. Yes, indeed. You tried to do that right back to me. Didn't you just see what I read to the class not 2 minutes ago? Turn in the, oh, as I say that, the 2-2-U was going to be disastrous, and it spelled disaster for them at sacrifice, but it's still okay here. Charlotta lives to breathe another day, but Sandalphon's making sure that day comes to a close. Ultimate skill.
Okay, Ryazo, that was sick. Even if it's just looping the same special move over and over again. Like Johnny Storm said, flame on, and got around, avoiding going down 2-0 just like that.
Oh, but feast your eyes on this dodge on the Raging Strike. We peer into the Matrix, and I also see a $3 direct contribution into the Match Arena pool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, hey, that's really appreciated. Welcome to the community. And now Xerom with the lead. Ryazo finds the ult, gets a knockdown. It's a start, but the refund on the ultimate helps a bit. Has some specials they can use if they get this hit, but the backdash gets caught, and now they're in the corner.
They were so close for that ult ball to be an extension right there to get that wall bounce that they needed, but good frame trap right there. Not going to be able to get the full cash out, however. That is tough because SSBA would have put you in a really good spot here, but Xerom now in a much more comfortable spot. The frame trap once again going to land, cash out into the SSBA. Don't know if this is fully optimal, but still potential guess for game situation if this is not a kill.
Paradise lost. But the game isn't lost yet. Xerom with a small hit, but the run-up DP. Ryazo finally stops the jump, takes it to 1-1. Tired of this potato getting sky high. Diced it up, made some French fries, and is frying it up.
Don't make me hungry. I haven't eaten since like 4, and like I'm low-key hoping that these don't go to game 5 because I want to eat. Don't put me in that state of mind right now. But I do love the state of mind that Ryazo is in currently. We've seen them very mindful of the jumps right there, and I think Xerom also kind of playing into that as well because they are still playing a little bit more grounded than they usually do. So even though they got hit on the headpiece, we're trying to go for that 2H in the first game, doing a really good job of being able to run behind and still DP an aerial Charlotta. So good stuff right there from Ryazo.
Flame on again. The power is there. Burden the snow down. Reaction. SBA, get that out of here. I don't want anything of this. What is a potato to an angel?
All right, but is Charlotta a non-believer? Right now, Ryazo just trying to make them surrender their faith to them. But we believe in the low-hitting confirm here. It's not going to be quite enough to kill. But like you said, Johnny Storm flame on, but we still flash a little bit of the sword slashes at a distance there. Control the space, make it so it's hard for Charlotta to threaten a burst option. And that is a good way to close things out there in round 1 of game 3.
Hey, Ryazo's gotten their bearings. They tied up the game's game count, and now they're up the game and getting a life lead. Every little thing working out until they get punished for their troubles. But hey, it makes this matchup all the interesting if we're not playing perfect. Oh gosh, that's big damage.
And you have to guess too, the side swap setup as well. Next throw is going to kill. That's why we BC on out of there. The noble strategy not going to work out. Go back up for the 2H, but couldn't quite get the 2-2H confirmed. I think that probably would have killed. So that is unfortunate there for Ryazo, but they're still in a position to where they can use their BC offensively and still get the next touch to kill.
Oh, no BPs here though. The back throw's good. Gets the hit with it as well. Delayed crouching light. Zoma gets Ryazo 2-1 up in the game count.
The Sandalphon pick looking so strong right now, doing a really good job with the space control by using the fireball, but not overly committing to it, so he can still come up and anti-air Charlotta while chasing behind the active fireball on the screen. So Ryazo doing a really good job of utilizing the neutral strengths of Sandalphon, especially with the fire-enabled fireballs. And let's see if Xerom's going to be able to find some counterplay to it, but the reactions as well from Ryazo, so good.
A little punish though, not a lot from Xerom. Gets the ult skill with the run-up, and this is what I need to see. I need to see Xerom getting some chunky hits and making it work, and fearless reversals as well, paying the way forward. Okay, judgment cuts there, but also dodging the flame projectile. Still, at this distance, this is all Ryazo.
Yeah, look at how good he's doing with, or how well he's using the judgment cuts as well as the fireball, just to be able to stop Charlotta from even being able to throw out that ball, because she'll just run right into the active hitbox on the screen. But right there, finally being able to catch the start above it, but a little too far outside of the range for a throw. The 2L gonna punish her.
Yeah, that whiff throw meant so much. Xerom just needed to commit to the run a little more, but now Ryazo, match point, grand finals is in their grasp.
Judgment cuts once again, playing that neutral game, playing that screen pollution game at a distance, but this time Xerom finding the right time to ball in, but we ball out with the ultimate DP and now keep Charlotta locked into the corner, and that's why Xerom is going to use that BP to get on out of there.
Oh. Finally the risk doesn't work. Big holy ladder game, big punish. We have the meter here, off the wall slam, flame on! And Ryazo, one more good combo can finish the job.
Knights forever with the 781 contribution, and it's 2-2-U forever for Charlotta. A couple of those for the combo extension to take you from the window to the wall. We don't need no ball because we are gonna be able to close it with the other special, the down special, to throw down a game 3 victory potential, game 4 victory potentially.
That's it. We're at $30 perfectly, by the way. So we got a nice even prize pool. That's awesome. It would be a shame if someone messed that up in the match right now.
Wink, wink.
All right. Can Xerom take us to that coveted game 5? Will Zoma get to eat any day now?
I don't know. We're gonna see who's eating in this game 4 right now. Right now, it looks like Xerom's trying to take a bite out of that neutral, just really become oppressive at any cost. And the cost of the 2-2-U is going to be one well spent as we use it to get a huge damage combo to secure that Raging Strike air-to-air conversion. Fantastic stuff there from Xerom.
So a hell of an anti-air. It meant so much. Grisk use of Brave counters make it so those like errant jumps can be so bad for your health. Speaking of errant jumps, huge punish from Ryazo. Give me that life into more power.
No budging there on the frame kill. Ryazo just trying to give Xerom different looks, but they're opting to be patient despite the health deficit. But now they're be able to get their reward here, slowly marching Sandalphon into the corner.
Okay, their counter spent. Fireball comes through. Charlotta ball with the jump in can be huge. This is the chance for Xerom to bring it back. Gets the hop over, clears the hurdle. Ryazo blocks it out, but now we're even.
Oh my gosh, the daring of both of them, just staring into each other's eyes, just daring one of them to make a move. And the first move to strike true is the heavy noble strategy. Xerom, one more win away to get into Grand Finals winner side.
It's like, I bet you won't jump, I bet you won't flip, and then Xerom flips the bird, flips the potato, and match point. Grand Finals is in their grasp, but Ryazo's not going down without a fight.
Throw there on the lariat skill, and then just run up into the ult ball. The daring do of Charlotta and Xerom, just definitely just being all gas, no brakes right now. Shades of Jacob Batu, but Ryazo just trying to jump to try to stop any of it, but the close heavy gonna hit. The meaty setup right there. Gonna link into the 2-2-U, and Xerom storming back in game of 5 to get in the grand finals.
Weak. It is just freaking awesome.
Yep, and the action is going to be of a variety between the Dragon and the Fallen God and Versusia. So we'll see what Synn can do here in this matchup. I imagine it's going to be very hard to get to that second step of having that Dragon out to have that pressure on screen, because in this new version of Versusia, having those those medium skills buffed to where they're a lot better at screen control and space control is very good against somebody like Zooey who's trying to get that Dragon out.
All right, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting with the amount of screen presence Versusia has versus just the ability for Synn to be able to work their way in. Just has to make sure they can summon, like you mentioned.
How's that for a summon, though? The heavy Dragon Beam gonna be able to come out right there. And now we get the light piece set up in the corner. Seraphim gonna have to hold this too. That's one thing that you have to remember about this matchup is that she doesn't have a DP. So even though that Synn plays a really good job, or does a really good job of having that far H range, so it's harder for you to reversal on out of there, having that option is still premium, as you're seeing right there.
And yes, we know what I saw that ultimate score just come out, but I still don't say Versusia has the DP, I'll be honest. Okay, there's that forward F-150 blazing through for the knockdown with the back throw. And then another Seraphim like classic. The mix-up puts up to empty jump grabs. Nice. Good mash out. Positive mash out.
Oh, yeah, we call it a barre.
Mashing by any other name is still so sweet.
Yeah, but any language that you want to use it, that's a win for Synn right there. But right now, Seraphim, again, going for those medium skills, now just saying it's going to be a little bit hard for you to get that Dragon out. And now I'm going to keep you in this corner. The shimmy going to work out here, go into the crouching medium, but the drop right there, the back throw as a result.
Oh no, we got loops! Staying at the perfect range to avoid the Brave counter, gets a max punish. Synn bringing so much damage here off of one mistake.
Ooh, the 2H and then being able to confirm into the 16. Oh, but that's tough. I think you could have found a different way to sort. No, you didn't have the meter. Never mind. So that was pretty much all you could get right there. So Seraphim going to live another day, be able to reset into the 5U with the ult pillar behind it. Yeah, we Brave counter right there.
Yeah, I like that. Have all the Brave points suspended on the dodge against the ult skill, and then the Baja Blast from the back. Synn, first game.
Yeah, fantastic activity there from the friends Dern and Learn. The heavy Dragon Beam going to prevent Versusia from being able to spot dodge through that, but trying to get cute with your offense there. Here's a little bit of a backdoor for your troubles and some plus frames after that.
Oh no, summon for you. Good punish here. Setting up the safe jump. Delayed reversal though from Synn. Gets the knockdown, crossover again. Alright, I like just again mixing up our defensive options. Seraphim with the dash forward. The dodge on the SBA. This is huge damage here.
Trying to go for that Cataclysm right there, but Synn was just ready for it. Trying to go for a throw bait as well, but the delay 5L gonna catch Zooey crouching. Didn't have too much to work with after the fact, so couldn't quite get a kill confirmed there, or at least Seraphim didn't believe so. So Synn is living, but for how much longer?
Barely any Dragon Meter, and that's a lot of chip just coming out little by little. Reaction though? The SSBA, is it gonna work? Oh, okay, not full animation, but the truck burst through and the grab is good. Oh,
yeah, you had to spot dodge because that ult skill was going to chip out, but Seraphim 2 steps ahead right there, going to be able to still catch it and throw you. I got 4 arms and they're loving one, so come give me a hug.
Okay, we're really getting spicy here. Despite Synn's first game, Seraphim bringing it back with the anti-air on the crossover is good.
Far H Dragon range. Seraphim being very patient defensively, opting to just take all the chip on these, just wait for the Dragon Bar to run out. But we run in and go into the normal throw.
Again, close heavy anti-air has worked so consistently, not letting Seraphim get away for free, and that should be the round here with the meter we got. Well, I'm a liar.
This is a high health character in Versusia, but we're trying to get some chip going right here and try to get a little bit cute with the jump over. But again, that anti-air close heavy gonna catch Versusia on the other side. Synn doing a really good job using that button to anti-air.
It's worked out so well. They have just called it out so consistent. It's better than whiffing the crouching heavy on the wrong side. It's just beautiful done. As Synn looking to go up 2 games, but brings out the big trunk. Medium.
Yeah, Synn, put that medium skill in the trunk. Oh, okay, so this is the second time that this has happened. Synn calling out the dash from Versusia. If y'all don't know, in the patch prior, they nerfed it so she couldn't act as fast out of the dash as prior. So Synn meeting that halfway with the 6XL is extremely smart, and it's 2 for 2 in terms of winning that interaction.
Oh, try to challenge after they got the sweep into ultimate pillar, and they're gonna lose their life from it as Synn took their turn back. And that's like a difficult part. The sweep hit, then the pillar came out, but the pillar disguised Zooey. So it was hard to see what she was doing because the active frames were gone. So we had like some unfortunate camouflage as Synn is now up 2 games, and Seraphim, the angel has fallen.
Yeah, we went into the antagonist well, but we got to dive a little bit deeper. What makes the sky blue? What makes our win count 3? Let's see what figured it out there, because we have Lucilius here, but Synn does not care. Being able to call out the Tessera with the 2H, Synn is locked in regardless of what you throw at him.
Although, look at that, Seraphim not biting on the bait. Gets the crouch heavy, but instead the big whip is gonna pay the price.
Insta in chat rooting on their Zooey brethren right now because they're doing so well, especially with that close H anti-air, not quite ready to go into a raging strike, trying to go for a delay close H there, but Synn still remaining strong, steadfast, and steady on the way to a 3-0 sweep.
And sending Seraphim further than the bowels of hell. This angel can't fall further. And they're inside the sandwich. The pressure's there, but the challenge is good with the 2M. It's gonna let Seraphim finally get some blade levels and get some corner pressure.
Yeah, funny enough, 2 characters that need to get a little bit in their favor to get started. Synn actually in the better position right there, being able to Activist Dragon quick before Lucilius gets the full access to his toolkit. But we're in a good spot right now. We're playing normal Grand Blue now that we're at Blade level 3. Synn on Blade level 4 potentially, but Seraphim in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of Dragon Gauge on Synn's side. Seraphim, though, gets tagged. Does not fall prey to the crossover. And at 4 blade levels, with 1 more simple hit, there it is.
Swing the sword down the 6-2-3 heavy special, just gonna rock Zooey right on the headpiece. But here we go, getting Lucilius right back in the same spot, giving him concussions with the aerial spinning slash on the other side. Spinning right on through. No 5U for you. I got a friend in me, and he's coming back to help me again. Zooey, what do we got?
Oh gosh, Cassio, level 1 blade. Not a lot of life to their name, but gets the scoop. Level 2's there. The air scoop as well forces out the Brave counter. If Synn runs out of Brave points, this could be huge for Seraphim.
Yeah, Blade level 3 as well, so the skills will be coming back pretty soon. And I think Synn knows that this is the time that they have to press the advantage, and they catch them pressing spot dodge as the throw will beat that Synn, sweeping Seraphim to get the 3-0 victory. Zooey still doing some really good stuff here. I play fighting games, I don't play gotchas, I don't have the money for that, but I'm betting my money on this being a banger of a loser's final match between Synn and Xerom. We've got Zooey versus Gran EX, so Gex is going to show people that it is tail time here. No Seox, no Sandy. Here comes the pro tag.
Hey, can we muscle through past the diabolical duo of Zooey and her little dragon pals? But right now, okay, doesn't get the 2H, but it's okay as Ryazo lifting a big lead here. Nice challenge though from Synn, gets the crossover. Delayed close L into some big damage. We are fighting. We are scrapping.
We've got some Dust Loop and some Dragon Gauge in our back pocket, gonna go into the throw after the fact. This is where the guessing game is very dangerous here. And now you gotta play the extended one with the RPS. Gonna challenge the far heavy into the Dragon Beam, but don't work out like that. The spacing there for Synn gonna work out because the hit is going to get you before it can make anything happen for Gran. So Synn, the awareness once again with that corner setup.
No, that was super dope. I love that spacing against Ryazo, just sitting back, sitting pretty, setting up an explosion. Ooh, the grab against the Decimate? Interesting, before the active frames. Again, that new move on Granny X that just advances forward a little hop, but I guess it doesn't come out quite as fast as you. It's a little slow, but being able to throw it makes an interesting wrinkle.
Knocking on the door, looking for that stagger pressure. Heavy Regan Lave to get some plus frames going. But here we go, 2M counter hit, now putting Gran right back into the corner where Synn says Gran belongs, but I don't want to be in the timeout zone for very long. We try to BC on out of there, but Synn, again, sitting out of range where it's very hard to do that.
Right, it's a little bit of a knock, and the guard break into the follow-up, but too far for another extension. Even though Ryazo still got the lead at the very least, but I'm a little scared.
Making the throw there with the phase button. But 30 seconds on the clock, though. We're going to see how patient Ryazo is, because he's going to spend the whole 30 just for Synn to make something happen. Oh, the 5U at the right time. How dare you?
That was very, very funny. What's not funny, though, is our redemption bracket winner, NickVG, taking the secondary bracket. Well done to you, our other TNS champion for Gran Blue. Big ups.
Alrighty. Oh, I could feel that from here. Big counter hit right there. Gonna lead into not much there because she's a little bit lacking in that mid-screen department, but you still get a little bit of evening done on that health bar deficit. And you can do even more right there as we can now get into our corner game with the health lead.
All right, we're slamming, we're jamming, and Synn up one game in losers finals here. Xerom waits in the wings, but will it be the Rushdown Gran or the Dragon Queen? Looks like Ryazo is taking a second here to flip the script and bringing in another staple.
Baby, here comes the Anilla. You know what? I love Ryazo, man. I love that he just comes out with all of these characters. You never know. An Anilla character, very dear to my heart. I think this character is so much fun. And I want to see what can happen here with the sheep versus the Zooey.
I just want to say, Asian, Ryazo will not. Looking in the stream now. All right, well, the little sheep gets the big drop kick, and that's a start for it. Get your jump scares in. Can't fall asleep on this sheep as Ryazo, again, master of many characters. This was one of their early versus rising go-tos, so it's cool to see them bust it out every so often.
Beep beep goes to sheep potentially, but right now we're trying to put this game to sleep. Trying to catch them asleep at the wheel with a deep run up with the throw bait, but finding the right time for that heavy DP there. Really good stuff there from Ryazo to bust out right there with the heavy DP.
Try to check with the 5Ls, but you ain't Versusia. You can't swat away this dragon so easily as the sheep is now the prey. In the corner we are, and Synn counter hit 6XL.
All right, Dave, 50% spent to get some Dragon Gauge back, so trading one resource for another, but that resource very good in extending this corner pressure, and that's exactly what Synn wants to do, spending that BP for a BC to keep Anilla pinned down. No range for her to really threaten anything to get out of the corner, sort of like a far H or a very committal 6XL, so this is a tough spot for Ryazo to be in.
Oh, finally gets hit. Tired of blocking, but I mean, all they could do in that situation, SPA is available. get the link, get the round, putting Synn in a chance to get 2 up. But yeah, I mean, like, I think we got some very long-range normals on the side of Vanilla, but they're so slow and it's so scary to even try to press in that situation. So, unfortunate. But hey, Ryazo got around. Doesn't mean they can't get the game. What in the heck happened?
I'm not sure, but lucky for them, not quite plus enough on that hit to make anything happen after the fact. So now we can go into the 5U mind games, but Synn not having it. Gonna be able to anti-air with the 2-8, get the full counter hit conversion, close enough to the corner to where it can really count. Oh, but you are gonna count the blessings and not the sheep right there if you are Zooey. One more hit. Oh, a throw.
And the block is just big. We're getting a double hit from close heavy. Doesn't get the juggle. Gets the dodge though. We have SSBA. We brought it away back. We brought this all the way back.
There's no BP left, Raph, so we are going to send out the Buster Wall. Mary Bogard gonna claw out a victory from the jaws of defeat. Ryazo answering back with the counter pick.
Absolute big toss there from Synn. The reversal didn't get going, and like you said, Mary Bogard takes us to a tied set.
Yeah, I see chat likes the Mary Bogard. I was workshopping that when the character first got announced, so I'm glad that I finally got to use that. Here we go.
Well
being used to great effectiveness right there. As I say that, I curse him. I also curse Synn with the missed DP punish on the close heavy, man. That's tough.
Hey, it's reversal. Put her on a plate, let her spin as Ryazo's searching for this win. The big flip over, plus frames aplenty. Synn looking, I would say a little lost, but they found a hit themselves.
Lost as the sheep, one might say, but right now it's all dragons all the time right there. The heavy dragon beam keeping Anila locked down in the corner once again. We saw Ryazo in this spot prior. This was not a spot that Anila was very good at functioning in, and Synn taking full advantage. That far H, so tough to swing into.
Okay, here we go. Synn, gets a huge hit on the Dragon Blast, and that's what we need to get going. Knockdowns there, quarter life gone, but the challenge from Ryazo looks good.
Oh, the jump on over. We go over the fence and over the dragon beam. Again, trying to go for that 5U mind game. Got a little cute trying to reset in the throw, but the backdash there from Synn to punish it. And now you're right back to where you were in the previous round in the West Coast corner.
Oh, try to hop the fence, but it's electric. Don't whiz on it or else you're gonna go into a big loss. The check, the dodge, the reactions from Ryazo, and this is how the tide gets turned. Pulling the wool over Synn's eyes.
The low confirmed, that was amazing. The low confirmed not gonna work out right there, so you give Ryazo a chance, even though you had the kill confirm to take it. Man, that's just, Synn, I feel, we saw the whiffed far L earlier, and now it's the 2L confirmed not working out. That's,
It's so good. I mean, again, Ryazo is just built different. If they're wearing their Evo medal right now, that's that power up saying, I have made top 8 in one of the hardest tournaments of the year. What are you to me besides a girl and her dragon?
I don't know, but this girl putting on some amazing pressure right there. Finally finding the right time to use her very good far L to poke on out of there. Tried to go for the confirm right there, just a little bit outside of the range. They buffed that a couple of times apparently. I wouldn't know it because I think that still drops way more than it should. So Synn, unfortunately, or Ryazo, unfortunately, gonna be met in the West Coast corner once again for their troubles. The delay 2L gonna work out for Synn though. This is potentially a huge interaction if we go into the SBA to take out the fine or the penultimate BP.
And again, nice routes. Gets the link for the big damage here. Now we're still gonna in guessing territory. The challenge though from Ryazo. We've seen miracles happen. The sheep comes through, but doesn't put Synn to sleep. The 6-6, the dash in low, enough to get Synn to 2-1. And now, what does Ryazo do? He commits to going to the character select.
Trusting in that low confirm, even though it lost him the round prior. Synn able to get it that time around. Good stuff right there. So they are up 2-1. If Ryazo locks in Anila, that's going to be the character for the set. But I wouldn't be too mad at it because the Anila has been doing some great work, but we all know that the Seox is more than capable of being able to run away with the set should he choose. But it's going to be the Anila, I'm assuming, because that is what's being locked in.
And I just see like Synn saying in chat PLSD. So like I'm not exactly sure the acronym for that, but all I know is I'm seeing more sheep on my screen and I'm locked in more than assertive salesman. It's gonna be a blast here. Can Ryazo win 2 games to help turn this around, or will Synn seal the deal and face Xerom in grand finals? Let's go.
Okay, so I love the 5U mind games. Last time they backed throw, Ryazo actually resetting by chasing them down on that backdash to get that 5L to keep the corner pressure going. So that's really good stuff here for Ryazo. And look at all the damage that's been allotted because of that small little tweak to that RPS situation.
All right, it went crazy, but Crazy turned herself back around. Synn turning the tide. Not even an SSPA, just wants to get this big link for the extra damage. And that, without any brave points, if I am Ryazo, I know I can't make a mistake because I'll be dead.
Oh no, I think you spoke it into existence, Roth, because after Ryazo almost had a perfect Synn getting the jump out and then absolutely making them pay. That's Synn now at set point.
That's the problem. You spend all your money, then it's going to come back and bite you in the butt when Synn comes to collect. Corner pressure looking big, gets a counter hit. The DP saves Anila's bacon, but the dash H with the armor crushes the dragon and is slowly crushing Ryazo's dreams. Oh my god!
Into the SBA! Oh my god! You know that Zooey is gonna go for the empty jump grab on that setup, but tested the gangster, called it. Said, I am built a little bit differently than most. My goodness gracious, Synn. Just message sent and received. Think about it, because we're already steamrolling. Synn is just like, yeah, that's just business as usual for me, and I'm just ready to sit down in the chair, keep in the hot seat, and let's play Xerom in some grand finals action.
This is just the age-old question. Are you willing to empty jump super with your life on the line? All right, grand finals time. Conmay Esports owns Xerom up against Synn, the Dragon Master, and Gadget Pants with 50 bucks into the match arena, taking us to 80. Yo, Gadget Pants, much respect.
Appreciate you. They were inspired by what Synn was doing, and let's see if Synn can pay them back right here. $50 is a lot to pay back, but a lot of damage on that close H is going to be a good way to get the funds rolling. Oh, but Xerom denying the contribution. Not one of a patron of the arts, just saying that they're more cultured in their own avenues, their own pursuits.
Right, the Executioner comes through. We don't look at explosions. Now, can we save the day here, or is Synn going to be just another number to Xerom and their Charlotta? Ooh, nice call out. I love that. It's like, you want to take a ladder? I got you.
Here we go, close H once again, just gonna be able to go into that meaty well, but the 2M to poke on out of there. That's gonna be really good up against Xerom trying to do any bit of corner offense. Quick button, 7-framer, good range, but Xerom using the range on that far L and convert it into a big combo before they get UDP'd on out of there.
Ooh. Oh, I love the awareness. Drop the combo, immediately backdash and got the whip punish, knowing that I'm in a situation where I can get grabbed. So he just got out of dodge. Good backdash all around, and a great check as Synn gets the hit, gets the corner. One more good hit to close out the first game.
Oh, just the delay into the 2L right there. It's so devious, the guessing game that Charlotta puts you in, even on block with that noble strategy. Xerom maximizing that guessing game and puts Synn at a round 3 here in game 1.
You know, Xerom answering back with their own challenges. With on the Holy Ladder, the light version still can't be thrown it out at max distance sometimes. Synn making it work. It's a lot of dragon back. And spinning at that perfect range where you can just pepper the pressure.
Got that counter hit, far H to hit, but wasn't quite ready. Already had the light dragon summon buffered.
Okay, small hit. Nice reaction, super to the noble strategy. I've read that book before, and that damage is going to be huge as Synn takes first game.
Yep, down to just 1 BP after that, so the hits were going to be hitting hard. Synn starting out in a really good way here in Grand Finals, trying to make the reset happen 1 game at a time, but the first game is theirs, but the 6-6 whiff punish round start from Xerom.
And here's a $20 from Frankie. Cranky, you might be cranky, but we are overjoyed to see you dropping $20 to make it a crisp $100. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Get the SBA right there. Next guess is going to be a lethal one. And yep, again, putting you in that really tough spot. Anytime that she goes into the air, makes you block, the strike throw is so good for her.
That was a lot of fun. And a holy ladder in your face. Just propping it up and making it count. This is looking good here for Xerom, who's trying to tie things up. Wants to avoid that reset. And now being charged by a nice prize pool, but oh, we don't get a combo after the punished ultimate holy ladder.
Yeah, I think Spinning Slash was still on cooldown at that point, so they couldn't get what they wanted out of that far H and wasn't quite ready to confirm into the dragon instead. But here we go. We're going to be able to still take Charlotta over to the other side. Trying to get the DP right there, but going to work out right there. The aerial Spinning Slash is not invincible from frame 1, but still is going to be a good anti-air tool against Charlotta. And Synn going to be able to use that to pilot themselves to even the round count here in game 2.
Oh, man. Synn on a tear. Again, they're powered up by a crazy good losers finals. Gets the whip punish on the 5U from Charlotta. Xerom back into this corner where Synn has been just such a dominant force with his pressure.
Holy ladder on minus frames. You love to see it. We are playing Grand Blue. We are playing Charlotta. Oh, gonna run up right there. I don't know if that was punishable, but it doesn't matter. We still get the next hit as Zooey. Now Xerom gonna have to guess in the corner, but back throw after they were holding down back, trying to respect Charlotta's defense.
Ooh, nice. Synn recognizing we're close enough. The 4-frame grab is going to work out. Xerom trying to take their turn again. After the Brave counter, Synn said, psych. And Synn said, give me that game. I'm going up 2-0.
Fantastic. Both times that Synn has been in the corner with plus frames, it seems like Xerom, and I understand you're in winner side of things, so you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive with another set to play after this. But recognizing that they go for that holy ladder after that +1 dragon in the corner and also after that +2 on the BC, really good patience there from Synn, but really good corner offense getting started here for Xerom.
Well, Xerom looking to just make this a quick round. So perfect in that execution. Synn couldn't even have a moment to think. Battle 2. Just again, just get her to the corner, put the pressure on. There's no real reversal until we get the ultimate from Zooey, and there we go. Xerom starting to feel comfortable. Gets those jump crossovers, putting on that potato pressure.
Yeah, you said not a moment to think and not a moment to blink, but the unwavering anti-air reactions there from Synn. Oh, but not going to get the UDP to link right there. Doesn't matter, though. You're still in a pretty good spot advantage-wise. Far H going to hit. Not quite ready to confirm, though.
Oh, we're going to confirm this. No problem here. Give me that Raging Strike. Get to this corner, and now we got another guess for game. Lightning's out, but the challenge from Xerom. Let's go.
Trying to guess. Yeah, you got to hold the block button there. It's left or right there, but you cannot block a throw. And then they caught you low. Xerom now getting the first game on the board for them. Can they storm back here after spotting Synn 2 games?
Oh, and this is how we're feeling. Round start 6-6-8, daring Xerom to even advance forward. The armor absorbing the shining onslaught, but the 6-6L counter hit's gonna bring Xerom back into the round.
Again, the demon flip gonna put them in that tough strike throw. Got the throw that time. Tried to go for the strike because Synn has seen it too many times, but remaining steadfast and then catching them, mashing. No real crouch confirm right there. Just gonna go into the real easy SBA, but the damage is done, and so is the BP gauge for Charlotta. No diamonds left to her name.
And that was like the most inaction I've seen in this set when they sat there and looked at each other for at least like a second. But now we're back in it. Counter hit close light. We have SSBA available. We don't need it. We can just spend for the ult skills. But can that finish the job? No.
Man, storming back right there. The 2L after the fact. Synn again had everything going for them, but Xerom just, you know, again, all the experience. We talked about it in a previous set. Been there, done that. Has been down and out before, but it's not over until the clock reaches 0 or your health runs out. Synn now gonna have to make sure that that health runs out really quick right here because they got the early advantage once again, but can they stop Xerom from jumping out? The answer is no.
No, stopping Xerom from jumping is like asking Mario to quit it, you know? That's never gonna happen. They're born to hop, and these hops don't stop. Xerom, another big combo, gets the noble strategy, gets the knockdown, and now we're gonna get tied up 2-2 off this next interaction potentially, but Synn mashes back out.
Oh, the spacing after the block situation right there. Oh, but missing out on the aerial spinning slash. Go for the ult TP, but no punish right there. So much spaghetti being left on the table right there. Gonna get the counter hit 6-6L, though. Synn has a chance to make up for past mistakes. I don't think they're gonna be able to build enough bar here, so they're gonna reset into some plus frames here, just get the restand, but the hard tech here from Xerom.
SSB available for Synn. One good call out, one good super. They're waiting, they're baiting. There it is, the dash up. Is Xerom blocking? The defense holds true. You can't get Xerom to crack. Run up super, no dice. We're going to a final game in the first set as Synn's last ditch tactics don't work on the protagonist.
You know what? I respect it. It worked on Ryazo. Why not give it a try on Xerom? I got one more game to play with. We'll see if we can catch it twitching in such a high pressure situation, but Xerom holding down back longer than anticipated, and that's how we get to game 5. So, are we gonna get the reset, or is Xerom just gonna take it?
Okay, throw. That's in we go. Finally, second BC actually coming out of Synn. Already spent a lot of resources here. Extra dangerous because this damage is going to start flowing from the side of Xerom.
Ooh, the blue flash giving a little bit more reaction time for Synn there to get that SBA, but we've seen them react to heavy ball already, so very comfortable in doing that reaction with the SBA. Good check there, and now slowly pushing Xerom into the corner. Yeah, instead of doing that guessing game that Xerom's been so good at with that demon flip, just BC on out of there, prevent things from getting worse than they are. No.
Yeah. Synn, though, back down to 1 brave point. We're in a scary spot here. Lost a lot of life. Not quite dead, but we're guessing the next interaction. Oh. There it is! It worked that time!
Battle 2. Engage.
Oh my gosh. The delayed close range uppercut. It's like, you're good at blocking if it's immediate. I'll mix up the timing, mix up your face, Synn, reset point.
It's just so crazy too because it didn't work out the last time, so we went into the well once again and we pulled out some good water from it, some Fiji, but right now we got a little bit of smart water right here, some high IQ corner offense right here, putting them in that guessing game. Can we be a little bit smarter on the defensive end though? Synn gotta figure it out real quick, but the far light gonna confirm, and now we are at the final round of game 5 here.
All right, we are down to the wire. Y'all, can I see some buttons in chat? We got a reset, we got a tournament win on the line. All down to this. I need to see y'all pressing as hard as both of these players are pressing each other.
Remember, we're pressing that far M to try to get out of the corner right here. Far heavy into the heavy thunder, get some plus frames right there, play that spacing game, make it harder for Xerom to do something committal to get out of the corner, but finding the right time to get out of dodge.
Okay, the dragon stops the potatoes approach. We are backdashing, we are maneuvering so perfectly. Synn with the corner pressure. Can be a scary spot for Xerom, especially the Dragon's back and the 6XL hits.
Just go into the SBA right here, put them on that last diamond and add 20% more damage on the next touch. So the next touch for Synn could be the one that gets them the reset, but again, paying too much respect. Xerom taking advantage and gonna spend that final BP to get that. And then the jump bait on the other side, putting them in that left, right once again. Put down the throw, and then finally getting them on the other end. Is this be enough to kill? It is not, Ralph.
And with that,
and then they're gonna get the reset from Synn. My goodness gracious!
oh my god, after all said and done, the story is still yet to be finished. Xerom couldn't quite get the kill. Synn said, hold the phone. We got more Gran Blue coming to you. One more 3 out of 5 set for all of the marbles to see who rules the sky. Let's go.
I cannot believe it. The down the stretch play right there from Xerom again, setting that play up from the beginning to finally get the throw bait, but it just wasn't enough to kill. So is Xerom going to be able to recollect themselves after that, or is Synn going to use that momentum to get all the way to the final game? But here we go. We're cooking here with the 2-2U.
No, there's so much on the line here, and now we're playing by the book. We're just jumping, keeping ourselves safe. We're getting the big punishes as Xerom, even after the hectic match that just finished that last one, right back into it, looking as crisp and cool as ever, reacting with the counters. It's just absolutely stellar play all throughout in the first game, as now Xerom is on the same level as Synn and said, no, I am the hero of the story. You think we're on the same level? Right now, it doesn't seem to be the case.
It seems like Xerom has just been waiting for this reset point this whole time right now, looking very comfortable. But Synn looking better. As I say that, the commentator curse comes in effect, missing out on that close H punish, but still going to be able to get the 6XL and link into, I believe, an SBA. That's exactly what we get right here. What are we going to do? We still have a little bit of drag engage to work with, but not much. So Xerom doesn't have to block too much to get on out of here, but they didn't block in time.
Yeah, you don't got a lot to block when you're not blocking in the first place. There's the big zap brave counter, and then Synn said, that ain't plus on block no more. That is -2, and that is my turn. I am not going to be scared of no potato princess, as Synn ties up the rounds, and we are off to the races.
Oh, calling out the parry with our friend from behind. Dern is going to learn you something right there with the heavy dragon summon. But we still get on out of there, force him into the corner, but a smart BC right there. And again, that jump in that run-up situation right there. Synn likes to go into the SBA, well, whereas Xerom just likes to take to the sky.
Okay, there we go. Knockdown's good. Reversal out is A-okay. And then try to brave counter too early. There's a Raging Strike getting punished as Synn is looking to close out the first game. He's going to need one more solid hit here. Can Xerom guess right? There's the jump. He almost had the combo. Dodges one brave counter. Gets hit by the second. Gets the jump and almost had the hit for the kill. It's still anyone's game here for game one.
2M the poke, no whip punch right there. Gonna land, what? Just send that out there. The 4H to get the counter hit right there. Banking it all on the unconventional far normal. Xerom 1-0 now.
Oh my goodness, and then right back into it. No breaks on this Gran Blue train. By the time this set's over, we're gonna have a CVS 3, I swear to God.
Jeez, man, it feels like these guys just want to play forever. And I see chat is not averse to it because they have been loving the Gran Blue gaming, but it is all Charlotta gaming currently putting Zooey into the corner. And once again, in a familiar spot here for Xerom, but a spot that Synn would unjustifiably rather not be in. And that's why we bust out with the SBA.
Absolutely, Synn does not miss those opportunities. Those gaps get gapped. The pressure's back on. Into the corner we go, and those brave points you're lacking. He's gonna catch. Xerom slacking, but now he's still alive. Has the chance here. Has come back for more, and there's one big hit. One more will do it.
The run up on the throw. The -4 RPS after the L Holy Ladder was a dangerous one to play. Gonna try to do it again. The chip damage, man. Yep, the second hit, not quite ready there. That was pretty much a checkmate right there for Xerom, so good stuff to close things out there.
It's so smart. Just run up with the jump in, take advantage with the Light Holy Ladder, that safe on block, get a little bit of chip, stay safe, and close out. Off the potential here to go up 2 games, but if you're whiffing brave counters like that, then you are due to lose so much life. Nice from Synn. Gets more dragon power up, refilled the tank, and is now going all in.
Unbelievable reactions here from Synn throughout this entire run, especially in this set against the sudden burst options from Xerom, and it's rewarded with a round 2 victory in game 2. They gotta close it out though, because Xerom has been making it one hell of a chore for them to this point.
Oh, nice setup, the little skip to make it look like something was coming. Xerom fell for the bait, got zapped, and Synn is on a roll. Brave counter to stop the momentum slightly to get Xerom out of the corner, and now Synn under pressure with 100 meter. You know they'll react, Jack.
The creativity on the part of both of these people, as we've gotten all the way to really a game 7 here, they're still giving each other new looks in these same situations. Very impressive, and very impressive UDP right there for Xerom. But right back at you, says Synn, and right back into the even stage of things, 1 game apiece.
Again, there's $100 majority stake on the line here. They're both playing like it is Evo Grand Finals. There's like 50K on the line. Like their beloved significant other is like dangling from a rope, and if they don't win, they're gonna get dropped in like Jello. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Trying to find a way to poke out of the corner with this 2M, but we're just going to use the UDP to get on out of there. Again, trying to get that anti-air close H, but they've gone to the well against the other characters that they played against in this set. Harder to do that against Charlotta when she's jumping over to the other side, but here we go. Again, finding the right time, the 2L mash on out of there. Side switch as well. Great conversion there.
Okay, hold on. Dashing in. Synn, here we go. Partying really hard. We've seen how well they play in the corner. Gonna force Xerom to guess for the game, and Xerom guessed correctly.
Jump out has done so much wonders for Charlotta players everywhere, but Xerom especially making good use of the signature jump arc of our diminutive Demon Flip Debbie there. Xerom gonna be able to get the first round of game 3. Synn, how do you respond? You've done it a good job so far. Can you do it once more, or is Xerom gonna take it?
We'll see, we'll see. I thank you, Thorn, for understanding. We're not trying to hurt nobody. We're just trying to put them in a little precarious situation, all right? Like Xerom, who was in a tough spot, but always manages to thread the needle and avoid being put into the blender. Synn now fighting for their life, and that should be the wrap. If they don't drop this combo, boom goes the dynamite, and Xerom 2-1 with the lead.
That was such an unconventional spacing trap to bait Synn into approaching. The jump back into the far M to call out them dashing up into anything that's not a dash H. And then the whip punish on the 6 H once again. Dude, Xerom just playing the spacing game beautifully right now, and definitely trying to make this reset impossible for Synn.
I feel like both characters have done every one of their moves at round start, in some way, shape, or form, to good effect. Synn, though, still never out, never down, gets the super, gets the blast, gonna shine some light on this little jerk. And the lead is good for Synn, but Xerom's been in worse situations.
Never give up, never surrender, and never lose faith in yourself or your dragon friends right here. Gonna go into the aerial spinning slash. That is indeed a safe jet. No, I thought it was. So we got hit by the noble execution. I thought Synn had the setup down pat, but Xerom testing the gangsta and doing it right back with the mash.
We don't believe in blocking. We take our turns when we want, how we want. We're gonna make this last forever if we could. Put the counter on the hop. Works out pretty well. Overhead's good too, as Xerom now putting the pressure on, and with no fear puts the Holy Ladder out.
Oh, how about twice on our own minus frames right there? The medium one and the ultimate one for good measure. Going to lows. They got these ladders on sale, but feel at home right now trying to block this cross up because you've gone to that well so many different times. Pulling up with the M ball in neutral. How dare you? And how dare you leave a gap in your pressure strings? How many times have I SBA'd you? How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Absolutely, there is no spot where Synn is not waiting to pounce to take a chance, but Xerom right back at you. The little ankle biter doing her best and just blowing right through. Noble strategy for the knockdown. Guess for the round. Holy ladder number 1. We're just gonna throw out one more. Synn does a big block. Brave counter. Synn, one combo can turn this around. There's no brave points on Xerom's side. We don't have the meter to finish, but can we do it? Yes! No! Maybe!
Oh, reset into the heavy thunder. Knew that it wasn't going to be able to close it out with a combo. That's true. So going for the best reset to give you the best advantage. And again, no brave counter available for Xerom in that. So Synn being able to win game 4 off the back of that, and now going to be able to get a good start here in game 5. Final game of this tournament. Who's going to take it?
When you hit game 10 of a grand final set, that is when God splits the clouds in the sky and shines the light on the two warriors. It is turned into one hell of a match between these two, and to see this end now would be beautiful and a little sad.
Yes, but all good things must come to an end, and good this tournament has been, and good these players have been to this point, and good has the spacing game been for Xerom. The dash L to catch them trying to poke out of the corner with that 2M. Once again, Xerom with the corner offense that has gotten them to this point.
But double tap, 2 quick ones, Xerom. Tournament point after all is said and done. One more round is all that stands in the way of Xerom and the championship over Synn, who has fought tooth and nail all the way through loser's side top 8.
I'm trying to play that dragon
They lost
game.
to Xerom initially, sorry. They lost to Xerom initially.
Chasing them down right there. The demon flip, put them into that strike throw, go on the other side, gonna block the cross up low on the other end. Exchange of skills right there, but you put yourself in the corner. And this is exactly what Zooey wants. As they do get out of the corner though, baiting out the holy ladder, and now we get the big punish.
Yeah, it was big. We walked under one ladder. We blocked the second. Synn with the great reads. The overhead gets blocked. The brave counter's there. Xerom gets the back throw. Synn, though, gets the mash out and the cash out. No more brave points. Gets an extra extension, but is going to need one more good read. The EX! Ultimate spin! Hold on!
Heavy Lumiel sword, run up into the throw, the face tech, but they can't afford too much after that. There's not enough BP left to get a brave counter, but you don't matter. Dirt coming to save the day, the heavy dragon beam, dragon summon, and now we have final game, final round of a grand finals reset.
Absolute. Down to the exact wire here in a top 8 that was full of 3-2s. Counter hit 6XL. In the corner you go, Synn losing a small chunk of life, and Xerom full steam ahead.
Oh, but we get over to the other side and then spot dodge the BC. Go into the 50-50 guessing game still, plus playing so BC safe right now, so conscious of the defensive options of Xerom, keeping them locked down with the heavy thunder.
Xerom gets his jump though, but the reversal in between! Synn once more, extracting the last brave counterpoint. Synn on a roll. One more combo is all it's gonna take. With the noble strategy hits, we're going coast to coast here.
BC in return, though, to prevent Charlotta from getting anything going. The heavy force, heavy from Zooey gonna get the hit here on Charlotta. The rarest of occurrences, being able to anti-air Debbie, and that is how Synn is gonna take it through losers to win TNS in a 3-2 reset all the way to the final round of the final game.